Hello, it's me, DC, and this guy is Brad Bizjack. Let me turn the music down some. It's just a little loud. Alright, before we play the disclaimer, this is Brad Bizjack. His number one focus is helping high performers like you maximize your life and elevate your mindset, relationships, and career beyond anything you've thought possible. You were born for greatness. It's time to bring all areas of your life to the next level with a credit card. Oh, wait, it doesn't say that. Because there's one thing that makes you and I alike, you and him alike, not you and I alike. You're hungry for more success, more happiness, better relationships, more passion, more money, more energy, more vitality. And you can get that for the low cost of $5 billion. Oh, wait, it doesn't say that. So, hello. To get it, you need to activate your full potential and swipe that credit card. Oh, wait, it doesn't say that. Most people are struggling in those areas way more than they need to. That's where he comes in, Brad Bizjack. He'll help you unleash the very best parts of yourself so you can achieve the levels of success and fulfillment you're made for. With the swipe of that credit card. Oh wait, you know the rules. It doesn't say that. He can help you, allegedly, in his opinion. He's a certified high performance coach. Paging Danielle Ryan. Through Brendan Burchard, personal development expert, mindset strategist, inspirational speaker, and podcast host with over 7 years of coaching experience. Oh, gross. His own personal mission statement is the purpose of his life is to be grateful every moment, to enjoy unconditional love and limitless vitality, and to inspire himself and others to feel alive with, say it with me, a credit card. Let's go ahead and play the disclaimer and we'll get started. Where is it? There we go. I don't know why that happened, but it did. Why can't I hear anything? Hero? Hello? Oh, it's this one. I switched up my chords. Yikes. Okay, good news. I got a P.O. box today. Bad news? No, there's no bad news. The other good news is when I was signing up for the P.O. box, I look up and the calendar on the wall is a squirrel writing something with spooky things at the bottom. And I was like, I don't believe in like things that were meant to be, but this was meant to be. Hello! I don't know if we're getting dancing turkeys, but Christy has made something incredible, and I am so excited to see it. Yeah, so I got my it has like an address. So I guess it's a PO box, but it's not a PO box. You know what I mean? We can get squirrels with Thanksgiving food. Yes, we can. Yep. Hero! Did y'all see Aaron's live earlier? It was a good time. I had to bow out in the middle of it. I left it running though for analytic purposes. I had to go do something. Hero! Kalaka, what's up? The universe just gave you a soul hug. Oh yeah. I also love when y'all have floofs in your profile pictures. Not that you have to, but just like it's like a little mini floof break. You know what I mean? Hi, Ov. Yep. Also, I'm in next level Granny Square. This isn't obviously like super fancy, if you know what I mean, but the fact that I don't have a random line here, I'm still so happy. I've almost got the first row fully done. I didn't get to do a ton last night because I couldn't sleep because I was in pain. Hooray! Hi, Chelsea. I had a dream about you last night, not to be weird. Hi, Mom. Thank you. We're gonna watch a video and I'm gonna eat and mute myself while I watch the video. Oh, you're a kind human. She's laughing. Thank you. You can make a second one and have a crochet. What? Yes, I'm making this for the couch for Christmas because like wouldn't that be cute Christmas with like pom-poms and stuff in the white? Yeah, we're doing well. How are you? Let me link your channel because what am I doing with my life? Christina was in Beachbody and we did one stream together and Christina and Corinthians have been watching the stream for forever. And also inspirational former Beachbody customer. Love it. Oh, such a good point. Such a good point. What's for dinner? I made myself refried. Have you ever had nachos with refried beans and turkey on it and then cheese and then guacamole? That's what I'm having. And cassava chips. But I'll mute myself when I chew. Yes, late night live crew, Christina and Corinthians, for sure, for sure, for sure. Hello, how's everyone doing? Pamela, what's up? Demi and Amy, Santa vibes. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna do a fancy border to add some movement on the outer edge, and on the dips down, we're gonna have pom-poms. When are pom-poms a bad idea? Never. Especially, listen, if you want a good pom-pom maker, get the Clover one. Because I made the biggest pom-poms for so cheap. And they're like, you can get a whole set of them. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, some people who are ex Beachbody coaches have sent me pictures of their Monopoly game they got when they were a coach. We had leftover hibachi from a local place here. It was delicious. Oh my gosh. If you're ever in Waco, this is not hibachi, but it's a good place to eat. If you're ever in Waco, there's a place called Clay Pot, and it's incredible. It's an Indian slash tandoori style food, but it's in like super warm pot and it's so delicious and the rice is incredible and like it's so good. Hello, howdy. Oh my god, your cat and the star and the purple. Stop it. I haven't been live in a while, like for real, so we're live tonight. Oh, I had a stressful day, but I had my headphones on and listened to you all day and it really helped. Oh, I'm so glad. That's so I hope that you're having a better day now. That's awesome. Tiki masala. Yes. I said the wrong thing. Yes, that's it. What? That sounds incredible. Also, your amigurumi, I know I keep commenting on it. I love it. Is that a Woobles? Or is that just not a Woobles? Dinner was left over so I can catch up on dishes. I get it. Sometimes when I'm in a bad headspace and I know. Yeah, Christina, let me know if you wanna stream sometime. We can figure it out if you have time and if you want to. I know you've had a lot of, like, stuff going on. Sorry about my eyebrows. You remember when I laminated them? I added a few strokes. Not a lot. I added a few strokes. This is how tiny it is. You see how tiny that is? I added a few strokes, and now it looks like I overdid my eyebrows. Because some of my eyebrow hairs are very light. And now I look like it's awful. You need some butter masala paneer now? On 2 days, I'll be stateside and find a good Indian restaurant. Christy, just cancel your trip and come to Texas. I'm joking, but I'm not joking. We have a guest bedroom. Y'all have made my vegetarian Taco Bell sound crappy. No, hell no. Listen, the beans and you know who has good sour cream that's dairy free? What's it called? Who is it? There's a really good one you can get at Sprouts. Dairy free cream cheese. I'm just looking for the name because they make the Kite Hill. Kite Hill has incredible sour cream. If you are dairy free, hell yes. Oh my god, I want to see you. I'm inviting myself to see someone on their trip. Oh, cool. Yes, but daughter customized it with rainbow and coffee cup. That's so incredible. They're a lot. Look. Look at this. Like, the hair, I put a few, like, one, I sprayed my little wand with hairspray, and it tells you to brush up your hairs every day in the kit. And they did not fall down today. And then I was like, oh, this little pen. Look, I'm just a few strokes. And then it looks like I just, am dyeing my eyebrows right now. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, I need to get a lighter tone. I need to get a lighter tone because this is dark as hell. Hero, Rosie, how's it going? Oh my god, what? We need a recipe. Kite Hill, listen, if you're dairy free and you're like, man, I missed something that tastes good, Kite Hill cream cheese, incredible. Kite Hill sour cream, incredible. It's really good. I could. Maybe I will. Maybe as I get more confident, I will. Yeah, seriously, like if it's a little, it's not as pricey as it used to be, but if you're looking for like texture and flavor, Kite Hill wins every time. I use eyeshadow. The powder's less harsh, but like, you know how it looks like I put like so many strokes in? I didn't. I think it was the hairspray that did me in. Because my gel wasn't holding. One of y'all recommended a gel that's stronger, so I ordered that, but I don't have it yet. So I sprayed my little spoolie with my hairspray from Wow, and wow, they're all up. They're all up, and then I just did ding ding, maybe 3 strokes here, and then I did whatever happened here. I don't even know. That's why we're doing faux curtain bangs. Also, I wash my hair. I'm winning. I didn't wash it. I had to go get someone to wash it. I went to Supercuts. Listen, if I could do anything for y'all, it's recommending stuff that tastes good because we know we're not getting it from Autumn Calabrese. What are we doing tonight? We're just watching Brad Bizjack. Guess how many members are in his new group? 7,900 in his group on Facebook. Brows look good now. Color matches the hair, but I usually use neutral lighter to make it look more natural because the hairs are from multi-shades. Yes, that's a good point. I want to get a lighter color because like this to me, like visually, like, you know, because I permed him on stream the other day and yeah. Oh well. His name does sound made up. I'm going to, what am I going to do? Remove from studio. I'm going to put this in a tab. Whoops. Downloads. I'm going to put this on the desktop. If y'all are streaming and if you're streaming for anti-MLM or anything like that, like you're making content and you're having trouble, you can drag and drop files into the search bar of your Google Chrome and it'll play in there or it'll show a picture or whatever. So if you didn't know that and that's helpful, cool. On the plus side, I didn't go. Yes, 100%. I didn't burn my eyebrows off. I didn't blind myself by getting the perm into my eyes. Win-win. Win-win. Charlene, Hero. How are you? When I was driving last week by myself to I get a lymphatic drain massage for my legs. I ran by a car and it is some type of multi-level marketing fuckery for humans and pets. And I said to myself, oh my God, Charlene and I have to react to this. But now I have to go into my search history on my phone because the car was wrapped and it was some type of like, I don't know. It was some type of MLM product that heals your DNA. Hero! Bethany, hello! If y'all didn't see, we streamed the other day with Amy and Bethany and me, and it was awesome. I joined in late because you have a YouTube channel or just you have a YouTube channel, correct or no? Because I will link it. I'm tired but a very productive day. Awesome. I have done Brad Bizjack's program. I can provide insight. Hell yes. Let's go. Heals your DNA. Yeah. Twisty. We have a parent at school with an Herbalife wrap truck. No. Yikes. You know what I should make? I should make little cards that I can leave on people's car. That's like, I don't know, not something offensive, but something that maybe they'll go in and see like want something for Herbalife, something for Young Living, something for, like, hi, are you an Herbalife rep? Good to meet you. I'm DC, and while I wasn't in Herbalife, I am a 2-time MLM dropout, and let me ask you a couple quick questions. And then they can go and watch it and maybe get offended and never and never, I don't know. Bethany's channel is right here. But it says Brittany, but it's Bethany. So click on this. Bethany B. Soprano. Let me put YouTube. Bethany B. Why can't I see it? Go live. We'll watch the video in a second. I'm just going to the back end of YouTube so I can see my chat. Turn on. And we're gonna pop out. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Go to channel. Perfect. Here we go. Perfect. I'll pin it for a few minutes. Cool. All right. In the Halloween spirit, I have shown up today as a real life zombie. Hannah, I love it. I've got my Halloween nails. One of them popped off because remember when I said the other night, this one's going to pop off. It popped off, so I have to glue it back on. Oh, I hope you get better soon. I'm sorry. That sucks. You filmed several more things. I'm just trying to figure out how to edit it. What programs do you have access to? And is it on your phone or is it on your computer? Or is it on a camera? Like an SD card? All right, here we go. Share. Screen. Share audio. No. All right. Do we want Brad? Yeah, of course we want Brad to be big. Of course we do. We may craft, but I am going to chew, so I'm going to mute myself for a little bit. So I don't want me to be big while I'm chewing. I'll just do this. I'll go old school. There we go. And we're going to make this big. Ta-da!
Okay, it says it's being live streamed. Friends, hang on, let me make sure and go to the Success Accelerator group and confirm that we are live, up and running in the page before we dive into this today. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. We are up and running. Let me add everyone real quick so everyone sees this video and we can get this party started. I am so freaking excited about this. Welcome to the Success Accelerator. I am so excited to kick this off. Today is your first challenge, and this is going to blow your mind because not only are we going to reverse some of the toxic limiting beliefs that have held you back from success, but on top of that, you're going to identify your existing wiring. What's going on behind the scenes right now? My name is Brad Bizjack. I'm a certified high performance coach. I'm an expert at helping people to rewire their mind for success, and not only success, but also fulfillment that you truly deserve. And that's what we're going to do in these 5 days together. That's what this is about. It's about
Drop a 1 in the chat if this guy has too much energy, because I'm going to drop a 1. What? Number 1, nobody gave you permission to rewire anything, okay? Lord. I wasn't expecting him to come out screaming, but then I also tell people to start their streams immediately. So maybe I'm going to rethink that. Lord. Should we speed it up or is the speed okay?
identifying what success means to you and ensuring that there are absolutely no inner conflicts and subconscious limiting beliefs holding you back from getting it. I transformed my own life from being $92,000 in debt literally just 4 years ago after 7 years of struggle to a.
Why were you $92,000 in debt? Was it from a student loan? Was it from owning a home? What were you in debt from? What? There was zero foreplay.
Multi-seven-figure income in just a couple of years. I'm here to help.
Literally just listened to an episode on the dream on NLP yesterday, and the whole rewiring your brain thing is pseudoscience. There are some I think part of it for sure is pseudoscience, but there are some licensed clinicians who utilize it in an ethical way for helping people recover from like trauma or things like that. All I know is like Dr. Stephen Hassan talks about it. He talks about the danger of people like using it in who aren't licensed clinicians. He talks about the dangers of messing about with it. I think it I don't know if it's like it may be in the pseudoscience category, but I think that there are some clinicians who do utilize it. Maybe they're calling it differently. But it ain't gonna make you rich. Yeah, you may get scammed by someone, that's for sure. He's already sped himself up. Yep, we're stuck here for an hour and 15 minutes. Grab a snack, grab a craft. Let's go.
You create your version of whatever that is for you, your version of your dreams faster than ever before. And here's the key: without giving up, without sacrificing time from those that you love the most. This is such a near and dear topic to my heart because for the first 7 years of my adult life, I was struggling paycheck to paycheck, and I was grinding 16 hours a day, just trying to survive, trying to keep my head above water. And my girlfriend, now wife, she was paying for everything. And I felt so ashamed, like I wasn't contributing. And I'll share more of that story in just a moment. So the first 7 years, I was failing.
That's good to know. And Dr. Stephen Hassan does talk about the dangers of it. And I don't know if he uses it often. I worked for him for 10 months, and so I all I know is that he has some videos warning people against it on his channel too.
Epically. The second 4 years, I became a multimillionaire. How did that happen? And I'm not sharing that to impress you, but to impress upon you that you can create.
I'm not sharing that to impress you, but to impress upon you. Can someone tell everyone to stop using that phrase? Ugh, it's awful. Everyone overuses it. It's no thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Nancy Saltzman, yep. I'm stuck under my cat. Maybe EMDR. Just listen, the shame of student loan debt sucks large. Having a partner that can help you and not shame you is amazing. You know what my partner did? Help me find programs to get out and support me. That's incredible. That's incredible. Without some lame 1 million quick rich scheme. Yep. How to become a millionaire in an MLM. Start out as a billionaire. Pam wins the comments. Pam wins the comments of the day. This is, yes, 100%. Nancy Saltzman from Nixium was a leader in NLP when she was a practicing clinician. Twisty. If y'all haven't seen The Vow, I'd watch it because if you don't understand the larger scope of someone getting sucked into a high control group and how their minds and actions can be twisted by kind of like a cult of personality situation, it's really interesting to watch if you've never been in multi-level marketing. It really is. Now, trigger warning. I did watch it slowly because it was twisty as hell.
Your version of whatever success means to you faster than ever before. And if you've been trying to create your version of success and it hasn't been working, it's not your fault. And like, why do I say your version of success, by the way, before I get into that? Because everyone's is different. I'm not here to tell you what you should want. Your heart wants what your heart wants. It might be creating a 6-figure income in your business. It might be hitting an incredible health and fitness goal. It might be quitting your job or finding a job or getting promoted. It might be being a fully present parent. It might be bringing the spark and the energy back in your marriage. It might be total financial freedom. There's
No, there's some parameters on success. Thank you so much. Who was able to get it? Ashley was gifted a membership by Judd. Oh my gosh. Let's do Welcome to Illyria. Where is it? Whoops. We have to play it again.
Welcome to Illyria. I'd like to
Oh,
say
it's fixed now. Hooray! We're gonna take the loop off and we're gonna go to our soundboard. I don't know. Orbit?
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor? Thank you so much, Jet. That's super generous of you.
Limited options, but how many for you right now? It's actually the majority of those things. Who's here because they're just hungry for more? You just know you are meant for so much more than what you're getting out of life right now. You want it all. You want freedom and an amazing body and vitality and energy, and to be able to give yourself an amazing relationship with your partner full of joy and passion.
Here's a question. Do y'all want me to cover consumer byline? Would that be a fun, like, back in time kind of stream? Charlene, would you want to do it with me? Just joining and being yelled at, lint liquor. We're all lint lickers here. Because I think that'd be fun. We could probably pull the lawsuits. We could totally do that. Because I want to. I'd watch it for sure. Okay. 2 people decided. I feel like that'd be so fun. Let's go back in time. We're making a new intro. We'll have to do a fun little like swirly intro for it. I'd watch all of that. Okay, cool. Yes, there's legal documents to dig into, so that would be great. Yes. Heck yes. Okay, cool. This is going to be fun. Yep. Let's do the time warp. Insert my bad lesbian joke for lint liquor. Oh my gosh. As long as you finish the episode with coming back to the future. Yes. Of course. We even had at one point, we had our Back to the Future people as a background, but I don't know where I put it. Are we surprised? No. Also, when we're talking about the influence continuum and influence stuff like that, we'll reference this so everyone knows what we're talking about. Okay, here we go.
Presence, and you want to be a great parent and all of that stuff, right? Type here for it in the comments if you want all of that. Well, guess what, friends? We have 10,000 people from all over the world in over 40 countries in this program, here to learn, to grow, to expand, because we all share one thing in common. We're hungry for more out of life. We're determined to get the most out of life. We know that mediocrity is the enemy, and we're going up against what we want most. Now, think about this. You know what I know about you? What's incredible about you? You're not most people. You're not most people. You would have never signed up for a challenge like this if you were like most people. So for simplicity, all of those big dreams that we just talked about, I'm going to title that something called A Life on Your Terms. Does that make sense? Whatever your version of success is, and don't worry, I'll help you define it if you have some confusion on that a little bit later. But all of those things bucketed together, we're going to call that a life on your terms. Yes or yes? Does that make sense? Doing what you want, when you want, with who you want, where you want. Well, if you've been trying to create it and it hasn't been working, like I said, it's not your fault. So many people tell you just to work harder or to use outdated methods, and it gets confusing and overwhelming, but it's really, really simple. And you'll figure out how in this 5-day challenge. So if you've been worried,
I'll tell you one thing, the 9,999 people who signed up are not like me. I'm doing this to try to expose the fluffery that goes on behind the scenes in these groups. And no, I didn't have to pay $1 because this is the start of his fucking funnel for his program. So everybody in this group, he's looking to get people to buy in at the end of the 5 days to be one of his clients. And we're going to expose it. So, greetings and salutations, Mr. Bizjack. I'm DC. I'm here to wreak havoc in a non-litigious kind of way.
That success means sacrificing so much time away from your family and giving up what you love and being in a constant state of stress. I want to put those fears to rest today. It is not true. You just need the right person to explain it to you in a way that clicks, because so many gurus say, suck it up. 10x your effort, right? Dig in and grind and miss all these memories before you can ever be successful. They say you can be happy when you achieve. And I am living proof that is 100% wrong. Now, this doesn't mean you're not going to experience pain in your life. Pain is coming. Pain is guaranteed in your life. Staying in pain.
I'm sorry you had a rough day. I hope you get to eat something delicious and, I don't know, activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Maybe watch something fun, put on some cozy clothes, and try to finish the day off with taking care of yourself. Do I get the as seen on TV chopper with purchase? Heck yes, you do. Heck yes, you do. I need to bring infomercials in so I can play these. Why didn't I think of that? I'm just, I mean, I don't even know what to say.
It was great. And apparently, I've never been on live television before.
Apparently, I've never been on live television before, because if I had, I would have brought those clips in.
Suffering, that's your choice. And we're going to go through how to break through that in this challenge. There is a way to succeed faster without exhausting yourself and adding more to your plate. So, a couple quick housekeeping items. Number one, participate. It is very easy to be a fly on the wall in this challenge because you might be afraid of being judged,
or you might be an anti-MLM or realizing that the coaching coaches on how to coach coaches to coach is a fucking scam. Tiny ribbons? Absolutely not. Brad Bizjack? Absolutely not. Am I going to give all these videos to Danielle Ryan? Yes, I am.
Feel that you're too busy or whatever it is, but just like anything, you're going to get out of this what you put into it. So play all out. Give yourself these 5 days. Do the exercises. This is a safe place where you're not going to be judged. You're going to be uplifted, right? People are going to support you in here. They're going to love you and help you through this. So,
do we need to download that right now? Yes, we do. Oh my gosh, Bethany, you have 81 subscribers now. You're so close to 100. Surprise and delight. Here is Bethany's channel again. Go sub to her. Maybe we can get her over 100. Here we go. YouTube. But wait. There's more. I want the clip. Ron Popple pasta maker. I'm trying to find a good one. But I'm not done yet. But wait, there's more. Okay, let me see. Show transcript. Hi, Billy Mays, but wait. Find. But wait. I'm trying to see if it's in this. A call now. Here's how to order. Our world famous orange clean made with pure. Oh, I thought it'd be easier to find. I want the Billy Mays one. Google Billy Mays. He never said it? Oh, Ron Popeil. Okay, I was wrong. Ron Popeil, YouTube. I know y'all are telling me. Ron Popeil, but wait, there's more. Okay. Here we go. Show transcript. Find. But wait. Here. Sorry. We're taking a detour. It happens on my channel sometimes. Docs. And we're going to open up a new doc. And we're going to paste. Or not. Paste. Find. But. Wait. Oh, it's not in this one either? Forget it. We'll find it. We'll find it soon. Okay, we'll find it soon.
Oh, even if these exercises that I'm going to share with you at the end of each challenge feel a little bit uncomfortable, that's okay. That's where growth happens. So we're going to support you. We're going to love you. We're going to help you. You will not be judged here. That is my promise. You will not be judged here. You will be loved and supported. Okay?
Yeah, because we want your credit card number. Okay. That's not good, but I'll just download it. That's not the one I want. That's from like a movie.
Another note, these videos will be up all week, but the videos will disappear on Tuesday, October 31st. And the reason for that is not because I'm being mean, but rather because if I leave them up, it's very easy to say, okay, I'm just going to get to them later, but I care way too much.
Sir? Brad, can I call you Brad? This is the internet. The internet's forever. There's anti-MLM everywhere. There's anti-scam everywhere. And guess what? It's called private Facebook downloader, my guy. They're never disappearing. They're here forever. And they're going in the free anti-MLM folder. So, you're welcome.
About you rewiring your mind to let that happen. So I'm going to put a deadline on this for you so you can take this transformation seriously. So every morning, 7 a.m. Central Time, just like right now, for 5 days, I'm coming in here for about an hour and I'll be pouring myself into helping you transform. But in order to do this, I need something from you, and that's your time. Commit your time, because I promise you something. Every time you are about to change your life, life will throw you curveballs to see if you're for real. I'm going through one in my personal life right now. I promise you that you will be tested this week. Your kids will demand more from you. Your spouse might not support you. Something will come up. I promise you that will happen. Every time you're about to change your life, resistance will see if you're for real. Your job is to give yourself the gift of 1 hour a day for 5 days so you can have a completely different life. Does that make sense? Do the work that most people won't so you can live the life that most people can't. And another housekeeping item, that these videos, if you see the top of your phone or computer, there's a little section called guides. If you don't click on it right now because you're going to lose the video, but after this video is done, you'll be able to find all of the recordings in that guides section at the top of the page. Just got to click on it and you'll be able to find that there. So commit your time, and I promise you it will be worth it. If you use time and overwhelm and what's on your plate as a reason for why you can't do this, what will life look like in 3 months from now? The exact same challenges, same thing.
Yeah, please don't pour into me. I'm not thirsty. 100%. Please don't pour into me. I'm not thirsty for you in any shape or form. Pineapple is like incredible. The hand motions. Yep, I think he's also like on a standing desk, but it's in us. I don't know. Maybe I need that. That sounds like way more comfortable for my arms than letting him just hang. Gaming pillow, life changer. If you like to play video games, it's kind of like a nursing pillow, but it's a gaming pillow, and you can clip it around you and you rest your arms It's incredible if you like playing games. And no, I'm not selling any. I'm just saying, like, it's good.
Going on in your day. So we want to break through that forever, because hear me now, if nothing changes, nothing changes. So if you're all in, comment, I am all in, and let's do this. And I don't want that to go unrewarded, by the way. So each day we do a challenge at the end of the session, and the challenge is going to push your comfort zone, because think about it. If you don't go beyond what you're comfortable with, nothing is going to change. In fact, that's how most people live. And like we already talked about,
the problem is pushing people past their comfort zones when you're using behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control, and living under the umbrella of no informed consent. Take those hand motions. What do you think about that, Brad Bizjack?
Or not most people. Most people overvalue certainty. And they do everything they can to make sure they are completely comfortable before they do anything. And this is why their life never changes, right? And so jot this down. There's a reason for this. Jot this down. To the degree in which you can handle uncertainty in your life is the degree in which you will be successful in your life.
Tony Robbins called, and he wants you to stop plagiarizing his shit. And literally it's shit. So stop plagiarizing it. No thanks.
Repeat that.
My daughter loves her gaming pillow, Lisa. I love the solidarity of the gaming pillow love. Yes, you should, Alexis. If you have a nursing pillow, it's incredible for gaming. You sit there and your arms get to rest and you get to play video games to your heart's content. We need Steve Martin. We do have a soundbite from Saturday Night Live. We have
I got a fever, and the only prescription is more cowbell.
That's from Saturday Night Live, I think. Oh my God. Wow. Yeah. I want to do something one time where I pay for the transcription of someone's speech, and then I go through a plagiarism finder, and it highlights all the parts that come up in other things, and then what I do is I take the things and I find the original person who said them and insert it and cut it into the clip. So it's just the guy speaking or the girl speaking or the people speaking, but it's them. And then whenever they plagiarize, the other person comes in and they say it. And then it's just a fluid speech all the way through. That is what got me into trouble in school, because those ideas aren't good.
To the degree in which you can handle uncertainty in your life is the degree in which you will be successful in your life. Does that make sense? So we're going to work the...
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Those uncertainty muscles this week. It might be a video, it might be an action step. The challenges that I give you are specifically created to start the rewiring process. That's the goal. And trust this process. There's a method to my madness. I've done this with 50,000 people from all over the world. I promise it works. And like I said, I don't want that to go unrewarded. So today I'm giving away 3 $100 Amazon gift cards to 3 people that are going to participate in the challenge today. But one thing that will blow your mind, I am giving away $1,000 in cash as well when you participate in the challenge and do the assignments before the next day. So I'm live right now. As long as you do your challenge before tomorrow's live and you do it each day this week, you'll be entered into a raffle on day 5, and I'll give away $1,000 cash to someone who plays all out for these 5 days. How's that sound? Pretty awesome, right? Okay, one last piece. And I'd like your permission for this. Do I have your permission right now to speak to the highest version of you?
No, absolutely not. This sounds like he's asking to yell at us and to take certain liberties and forgetting the humanity in the person he's talking to. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, the giveaways are legal because nobody paid to be a part of this challenge. So he can give away whatever he wants as long as he has the correct disclaimers for the giveaway rules. Where's my...
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
Yeah. This was live in the group, Rebecca. I downloaded it. Yikes. If you're in a Facebook group and you think you have to screen record it, you don't. You go to type in, I'll just send you the thing. Private Facebook downloader. Now you have to be logged into your Facebook account in the group. You don't have to give this site any of your information. This is the private Facebook downloader. If you see something in a Facebook group, like if you're still in multi-level marketing and you think, oh my gosh, someone needs to see this, open Chrome, use this link and send the videos to people. You don't have to screen record it. And also if you want to submit something to me, you can submit it here in the campsite link that's about to come up.
And this is even part of the content, but I just want to talk about this first before we really dive in. Have you noticed lately that maybe it feels kind of like you're in a cloud? Like it just feels foggy, almost like you didn't even realize you were in the cloud until someone called it out. Like you look around and you're like, oh my gosh, where was I? Right? And you know there's
Let's go, MLM no. Wendy, hell yes.
more in you, but you don't know why you.
It's empowering to know how fast you can get information. If you see fuckery going on and you want to be able to download it and send it to someone to expose it, you can do it so fast. The highest version of myself is the one who smoked the most weed. Yes, because I have COVID. Hell yeah, Hannah.
Been living that way. You don't know why you've been living in the way that you want
Hey, Knowledge, what's up?
to live. Well, right now, there's so much fear going around in the world.
People are dying. People are dying in Ukraine. People are dying in Israel and Gaza. People are dying all over the world. People are not just dying from wars and fights that break out. They're dying from starvation and dehydration. And like, I don't, yeah.
There's so much. And the speed in which fear reaches you is faster than ever before, right? It's in every social media feed.
This is information. This is emotional control and information control that we're experiencing right now. He's playing into what you're experiencing because of the news and what's actually going on in the world. And he is going to position what he wants right next to an emotion that you're experiencing. If that hits you, that, oh my gosh, lots of things are going on in the world and I am scared right now. And he's about to give you something else. So like, when you can have tools to sort through and sift through what they're saying, you don't have to like, and if you're not like me, then that's fine. But you don't have to let your circuit board overload, as I call it, with, oh my gosh, I'm afraid. I don't know what to do.
It's in all people are talking about if they're not in a personal growth environment, right? And so you might
Thanks, Root and Bing.
be thinking,
oh, he is a huge coach, and he has ties to Brendan Burchard, who just got hired by Beachbody, now Body, to be some kind of coach for all of the Beachbody coaches and to keep them motivated since Carl just knocked down their commission potential. This guy got trained by Brendan Burchard. What I miss, Dad came home and from Lowe's and had to run things inside. He is using emotional control to get us to feel something so that he can pair his offer, his lead up to his offer, and that we'd be open and perceptive to it.
who am I to create success when there's so much suffering in the world? Right? You might be thinking, how can we be optimistic when there's tragedy happening in the world?
That's a great question. And he's also overcoming objections right now for the people who are in this course and real feelings that come up because humanity connects with humanity And there's empathy that people have with suffering that's going on in the world. And there's people who say, how can I be optimistic when I have all of this and I'm not, struggling? And maybe you are struggling, but maybe you're not struggling like some other people are. And you're saying, I don't deserve this or whatever. He is trying to, get inside your head.
Well, think about this. First of all, you're 100% right? There's pain in the world. There's fear. There's recession. There's wars. There's interest rates. There's terrorism. And those things are very real. Those things are very painful. But isn't that the exact reason to do this?
What? Isn't that the exact reason to do this? To do your coaching program? To do this 5-day free course?
Isn't that the reason to become the very best version of you? So that in those moments, you can be a leader.
You can be a leader right now without spending thousands of dollars with this lint liquor, whatever. This person, Brad Bizjack. I was like, Brendan Burchard. Brendan Burchard is his like mentor, the guy that Brad learned everything from. One person can make a difference in the world. You don't even necessarily have to be a leader, and you don't have to learn. Sometimes you need help learning how to overcome some stuff, but you can make a difference by standing up to a bully. You can make a difference by standing up to racism or bigotry, or just the putting down of other people for no other reason than they're culturally or ethnically different than you. You can stand up to people being taken advantage of in multi-level marketing. Maybe not on a public platform like this, but maybe one-on-one, where you can ask empathetic questions and say, how are you doing in your new business? Is it making you the money that you were hoping to? What does your schedule look like? Do you feel fulfilled? Et cetera, et cetera. You can have those conversations one-on-one. You can do that without paying for this guy's stuff. Good God.
You can be a leader, because you living in fear doesn't make anybody else's life better. Projecting more negative doesn't lift the world up.
Being fearful, it's not osmosis. It's not like, oh my God, you know what was the most damaging thing? In my opinion, in my experience, and I know I'm pulling an Ashley Molstad right now. Growing up, I struggled with, content warning, depression. So mute me and I'll wave my hands when I'm done. When I was growing up, I struggled with depression from a younger teenage age up until now. And there were things where none of my friends understood what it was, and because of a lot of my friends were in the church, and not all my friends, but significant ones, where they're like, something's obviously not like right between you and God, and we need to pray for you, or you have a bunch of pride in your life, that's why you're doing this, blah 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 blah. And it's almost felt like my depression was going to make someone sick with depression because of their proximity to me, and that they wanted me to get better so that they could interact with me and not be afraid of becoming depressed, because being depressed is negative. And all I want to say is, there is influence that can happen, and there is charisma that can impact other people. But being negative or being scared and pretending to be happy isn't the answer. And sometimes it's okay for your friends who are fearful or depressed or struggling to like share space with them and sit with them and have conversations, because you're not going to catch some kind of mental struggle from someone just by having a conversation with them, which seems like what a lot of people in the coaching industry seem to do. Only positive is welcome, never negative. Don't be fearful. Don't talk about things that hurt you or that have harmed you. Just put a positive mindset on and get away from those people who are being negative. Have we heard of having conversations? No? Brad? What's going on? What is happening?
You living a life on your terms, creating your definition of success. That's what inspires. So let's agree as a family, as a community, let's be the exception. Let's be a force for good. Let's be the example in the world. Let's help other people come alive to their limitless possibilities by being the example ourselves. That's what we stand for. That's what this is about. Yes? Are you willing to be the exception in your world? Are you willing to be the one that goes against the grain? Because in this challenge, we're going to turn all that fear into power. That's what we're going to do.
It's more meaningful to say. And let me say this first. You're listening to him. You may get encouraged to say, yeah, I want to be able to stand up and not be fearful. I want to be able to make a difference in the world for good. I want to be able to be able to stand up if things aren't right and be the person saying this isn't right and being able to help people who need help. Those are things that are hitting in me personally right now. Those are encouraging. The thing that gets twisty is saying that having fear and whatever kind of mental health struggles you have would inhibit you from being able to make the decision to stand up for people who need help. And you can do things in small increments, and you can even do things in the world that you think are minuscule that impact someone in a really big way. And it doesn't mean that the fear is not in the midst of you making that decision and standing up and being able to do that for somebody else. So he's hyping us up. He's talking about some of these things that people do care about because a lot of people do want to do good in the world. And then so it's emotional control. And he's tying it with the idea that if you get rid of the fear, you're finally going to become that positive person who can make a shit ton of money. Fuckery.
So type yes if you know you're meant for so much more than what you're getting out of life right now.
I had a meltdown because of them. They remember when we burned, well, we didn't burn them. We permed them. And then I got this thing that I think I got too dark, but I only put a few swipes. It has a 3 point and it's got a 1 point. It's got a 3. You can't even see it. It's so small. And it's got this tiny, tiny, tiny one. I put a few swipes of the 1 on, and it looks like I overdid it. So I need to get a lighter color. But this is awesome. It's 2-in-1 double-ended ink pen. Brow Art Studio. I like it. They're huge. You know what I'm saying?
You're meant to thrive. You know you are made for more, but something is getting in your way. And you can't quite tell what it is. Like, have you ever noticed that there are some people that seem to effortlessly succeed and crush it? And you go, how the heck do they do that? And then other people seem overwhelmed for years.
Hi, Marianne. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
And years struggling to get by. Well, there's a reason. And we're going to break through that over these 5 days together. So have you ever felt, let's make sure we're in the right.
Thank you, Hannah. I might just not be used to them. I do love the thin, like the lines that I did. Well, number one, have you ever used hairspray on your eyebrows? Because game changer. But I have thick hair, so maybe that's why. I brushed them up because that's what the kit told me to do. And then I got this, and so I just kind of filled in the empty spots. And then it just looked like I got really thick eyebrows right now, so I'm hiding them a little bit. So, sorry, distracted.
Place for this. Have you ever felt like you should be more successful than you are right now? You should be at that rank or that income or that promotion or that fitness level. You should have different circumstances, whether it's more time or more money, right? More spousal support. And you're shooting all over yourself, creating these stories that say, I'll be happy once my circumstances change. Have you ever felt that way?
Talk to a therapist. You know how fast and how different, for example, my registered dietitian is Kat Benson, and the different advice and the completely different suggestions she makes in our net than are naturally what comes up in my brain because of the medications I'm on, the surgery I'm gearing up for, and my current health struggles with food, wildly different. And if I had just kept bumping around in the dark without the help, I would have been in a different place right now, that like which is an improved spot than I was 3 or 4 months ago. You could do the same thing with access to a therapist. Why am I having these thoughts? Why am I continuing to like repeat this thing if it's even an issue for you? Go get professional help. Stop giving your money to this life coach. What's up, sweet goth? Howdy, howdy, howdy. I'm working on class content. Did I just hear him say he said shoulding, but it sounds like shitting for sure.
Or maybe you're in a spot where it feels like there's too much month at the
We are watching a Facebook course that's going on this week for Brad Bizjack. He claims that 10,000 people are in it. Only 7,900 people have joined the Facebook group, which those numbers add up. There's so many people posting. He goes live in there every day. Today was the first day. This is the first video. And he is using it as a funnel for people to sign up for his course. And he's using parts of the BITE model from Stephen Hassan: behavior control, information control, thought control, emotional control, and overcoming objections to gear us up for how good his advice is going to be. So he has a lot of energy. He came out of the gate screaming at us, and we're here now listening to this fluffery.
End of the money. And the money keeps disappearing. And it's paycheck to paycheck. And it feels super hard to earn. And whenever you hear people talk about abundance, a piece of you goes, well, must be nice for them, right? They don't understand my situation. It's so much harder for me. And the same with time, right? You might be busy and stressed and rushed, like you feel like it's all on your shoulders and you're probably pulled in a million different directions and it feels like no one understands you. And even though you wish you had more time, maybe you're in a place where you've prided yourself on how busy you are because deep down, it makes you feel important and significant for you to use your effort as a way to rationalize why results aren't there yet. No judgment, I used to do this. And you might be living in perfection, right? Constantly craving the how, reading the books, flooding your mind with education. And even though you know what to do, action's not there because you're desperately trying to avoid failure, or you're tiptoeing around the edges of a dream, never really going all in and playing life not to lose instead of playing life to win. And your feelings of self-worth become a moving target. Nothing feels like enough. Even if you hit your goals, it's like this little dopamine hit, right? And it goes right back to seeking the next accomplishment. And you'll even write things on your list that you've already done just to feel successful. And you'll see other people's success and it will make you feel like you're failing. And you'll pretend you're inspired, but there's this voice inside that says, is success really possible for me? And plain and simple, results aren't there. And you're either super consistent.
Yeah, he has an echo going on. I'm not sure why he doesn't have a microphone. I'm confused. And maybe he has, maybe, who knows?
Doing the right things, and it's still not working, even though it's working for everyone else. Or you can't get yourself to stay consistent or take the courageous action to change your life. And so you'll see your laptop staring at you, begging you to change your life. And even though you care so much, you just don't care in that moment. And then you feel that constant nag of guilt, right? Guilty if you're working on your dreams, on your success because you're not with your family, and guilty if you're with your family because you're not working on your dreams.
So let's just unpack this because he's talking so fast. And I'm not saying that y'all need it to be unpacked, but from an outside in perspective, he's not only using the BITE model, he's also using the BITE model in partnership with overcoming sales objections. And so he's addressing all of the things that people might say would keep them from joining his funnel. And he is saying how much he relates to them and describing it and basically overcoming it in a way of seemingly fake empathy of, we've all been there, we've gone through this, and that fame is so hollow because you went about it the wrong way, blah blah blah. He's going point by point to warm people up to the idea that they need him to be successful.
So if you're spinning your wheels, wondering why success seems so much harder for you than anyone else, there's a reason. And it's probably something you haven't considered before. It's not because you're not working hard enough. It's not the hours you spend. We'll talk more about that a little bit later this week. It's not the money you do or don't have. That's not the reason. It's not your time. It's not the strategies, because you can Google the strategies to business or career or whatever it is all day long. But seriously, how many business or marketing or career?
He has ties to Brendan Burchard, and I think Brendan Burchard has ties to Tony Robbins, but he's been spewing Tony Robbins stuff this whole time too. And yeah, you're exactly right. He sounds like them.
Career courses have you taken? How many nutrition plans have you signed up for? How many life organization techniques have you done? How many journals do you own? And yet it still works for others, but not for you.
It's interesting because there's a technique of it's a sales technique. I don't know if it's NLP, but it's in the hypnosis kind of range where you are not talking this fast. And I don't know if this is the other scale of that type of technique, but there is a type of thing that people do where they're speaking slowly and they have good cadence and tonality, but they're speaking a lot slower for the purposes of getting into kind of a rhythm where people, it's not a transfer per se. What am I trying to say? It is it's a technique. And I'm wondering why he's doing the opposite of that. And I wonder if there's a faster kind of technique, because all of this is intentional. He hasn't really been saying a ton of word salad. He is overcoming objections right now, playing into people's emotions, and I don't know, introducing them to this course idea.
It's what's going on up here. But most people make the mistake of trying to fix what's going on.
Roast sister wives, have fun. Oh my gosh. Cody, what the hell are you doing?
Up here by just reading.
I feel like we need to have a members only where I just ask questions and we rage together, because like I don't understand the fallout from some of this stuff. Like in Sister Wives or Vanderpump Rules or, you know, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills or Real Housewives of Orange County. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand.
More books, but it's not the personal development you're doing. Just doing more personal development will not help you succeed. Here's why. You cannot learn and study your way to success, because knowledge is not power. Knowledge is only potential power. There's a very big difference between knowledge and knowing. A very big difference. Knowledge is a conceptual understanding. Knowing is, I've lived this. Everyone knows. Here's an example. Everyone knows that confidence, and we'll talk more about confidence tomorrow, it's necessary in order to succeed, right? But
yeah, I've done a couple of, where were they? We'd covered a couple of Ed Milet's earlier sales trainings, maybe 6 or 7 months ago. And Ed Milet has some very similar things that this guy is doing for sure. There is sales techniques and sales skills that they are using. The twisty part is this whole coaching space that ends up getting murky really quickly. I know. I should have just done this as the cover. There we go. Screenshot. Let's go.
How many people know this and yet still never increase their amount of success? Most people. And so what do most people do? They go out and learn.
I don't think he's saying much, but he is hitting the parts of people's emotions and lightly overcoming objections. He talked about people not feeling like they should pursue some of this because of all the heavy things going on in the world. He talked about the guilt of being, a parent and a spouse and doing what you need to grow in your business or your organization or your MLM or whatever. He's lightly dusting over it. He's talking so fast that I think it's a technique, but he's being strategic. So I don't want to. You got through all 10 seasons, Calliope. Oh my god. Okay, we have to do it. We have to do a members only stream because I have to rage with someone.
More of what they already know, right? You read a book about confidence, and by the end of the book, sure, you feel a little bit inspired, but you don't have lasting confidence and therefore no results. So you think, I'm missing something. And you buy another book to help you increase confidence. And next thing you know, it's 30 self-help books stacked up in the corner later. You don't have different results.
Therapy. And you know what? If you don't connect with your first therapist, find a different therapist. Not everyone has access. I understand. There are some organizations that you can, I think, get free therapy from. Sorry, I'm moving because I'm in pain. Therapy? What's 30 times 30? Well, probably 20 times 30. A lot. That's like 3 therapy sessions or 6 therapy sessions.
And all you feel is behind and guilty like a failure. And so if you know what you're supposed to do to get the results, why still struggle with the results? Why doesn't reading more personal development lead to more success? Because most people use personal development as a way to escape developing personally. Because you can study all day long. But if your mind is wired for survival, for failure, for mediocrity, nothing will change. And you will subconsciously use what you study as an excuse to stay in your comfort zone. So let's clear up years of challenge right now, the years of why all the personal development isn't working and what feels like you're stuck. And we can boil it down to one thing. The reason is because your mind isn't yet wired for success.
What? Did y'all see when we covered Faith Over Fear, Ray Higdon? And they brought a guy on stage who was doing muscle testing on this individual, and he was asking questions, and then he'd press down on the arm. And when the arm held up, that meant that the person believed. And so he was saying, do you believe that you can, that you deserve to earn $1,000 a year, whatever? Arm held out, press it, strong, cool. He went up. And when he got to, I don't know, whatever, hundreds of thousands of dollars, the arm went down. Then he did all this tapping stuff on him and changed the energy and did all this other stuff. Then he kept asking him the question, and his arm was strong. That feels like this a little bit. You gotta change your brain. I understand neural pathways. I understand, like, changing what your body does in situations. You need to do it with you need to do this with a therapist. But a simple example would be, let's say you have a kid and you're coloring with a marker, and the kid grabs the marker while you're coloring, and you tell the kid, instead of saying you grabbing it back and saying, no, we don't grab things, you say, no, so-and-so, we don't grab things. Please put the marker back in my hand. And the kid puts it back in your hand. And then you say, would you like to use the marker? Yes, I would. And then you let the kid take it, and it changes. It is a building block to change how they learn how to, like, interact with the world and stuff like that. But that's a changing of, like, a neural pathway. That's not, and I'm not any, that's just what I know. And that's a very simplistic example. But he's saying that you're wired for failure in the way that their first instinct, like the kid, is saying, oh, you're going to grab the marker. And that's the failure type of thing. And then you have to learn to do stuff differently. And he's going to be the one to tell you that. You can do this with a therapist. You can do this with a therapist.
And that's exactly what this challenge is about. It's about wiring your mind to succeed so that all the strategies and education and all the books start working. It's about making success your default setting. By the end of these 5
You get to take breaks. How do I know? Muscle testing. It's a long story.
days,
We could do a clip of just the muscle testing one, because that was pretty interesting. And that guy was a little twisty. I mean, a lot twisty, but you know what I mean.
will have a completely different perspective on the world, because literally today we're going to start the rewiring process. And if you're stuck and it feels like you've tried everything, I want you to know
You're a day late for a meeting.
something. You can do this. This is new. This is different.
It was pressure point manipulation and suggestion. Yes, Aya. Yep.
You can do this regardless of the industry you're in, whether you're a hairstylist or a network marketer or a corporate employee or a yoga teacher, whether you're a stay-at-home parent.
Oh, that's awesome, Rosie.
Or unemployed. This works for everybody because it is custom to what you want. And it gets to the root of everything. Jot this down. Different root, different fruit. You have to change this.
Different root, different fruit. Different seed, different fruit. What are you talking about? Different root, different fruit. What does this mean? I know I'm like boring people because like I'm just seeing the tick down of like the viewers. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Subconscious limiting beliefs playing behind the scenes, or success will consistently evade you. Your dreams are more than possible. And no matter what people around you say, it's what your heart wants. And that's not wrong to want those things. You can do this regardless.
I could make bank as a yoga teacher, especially if I got some pygmy goats for goat yoga or shelter dog yoga to get them home. Yes.
Regardless of the support you have around you, this community will be your support system. You can have everything you want. As someone that's created it myself, you can do this. But I want to call you out because it's my job as your coach. There is more in you than who's been showing up. There's more in you. There's a higher version, an incredible version, a successful version, and we're going to bring that person out over these 5 days together. Go ahead and picture your total dream life. What does that mean to you? What is your dream? What is a life on your terms mean to you? What is that for you? Is it traveling the world? Is it a business goal, signing dozens of clients every month? Is it losing 30 pounds? Is it finishing more music? Is it rank advancing? Is it teaching better yoga? Is it healing your marriage? Is it bringing that passion back? Is it seeing your team start to thrive again? Is it being the best parent you can be? Is it doubling your income, finally earning 6 figures or even 7 figures? Is it being surrounded by high performers who uplift you and get you? Is it?
He's using all the examples that people may be invested in to get people excited that he is the answer that they're looking for a myriad of problems. He's listing them in a positive, enthusiastic, and optimistic way so that he can connect with the people who are looking for a coach who think they need to do this. My thing is, there's people out there that those are not the end goal for them. That's just not the case. If you change your thoughts, you can change the outcome. Oh, thank you for explaining, Pamela. I didn't get it. I'm currently eating ice cream cake with a cat trying to steal a bite, so that's pretty good for me. I saw a post of a place that does that like sunset yoga with alpacas and looked pretty popular. That's awesome. Yes. He's hitting at all the points in a quick time frame so that there isn't time to think or doubt or discredit. Yep. That's the beauty of the pause button now.
Taking your family to Disney or Italy without even having to check the bank balance? Or is it all of the above? Don't worry about believing it yet. I'll show you how to believe it, but think about your dream, your definition of success.
What's wrong with saving up for a trip? Some people want to be able to have health insurance. Some people want to be able to work and make sure that they can have their mortgage or their rent paid. Some people want to be able to make sure that they can put food on the table and have their rent paid and be able to maybe cover medical things that come up or pay the copay if they even have insurance. And some people don't have insurance. So some people are paying out of pocket and every time their kid has to go to the doctor, the emergency room, urgent care. There's a lower level. There's a lower view for some people that would be incredibly meaningful for them. Pamela, you can have everything you want. That's an eye roll for me, DC. Yep.
When you look in the mirror, what does it feel like when doubt no longer exists? The words come to you like, I knew you could do it, or I'm so proud of you, or I made it, I did it, or of course I can, or anything.
Do you hear now that he's slowing down his voice? He's been going and going and going. You're taking it in. You maybe have got glimpses because you haven't been able to pause. And then he's strategically talking slower now to let you ruminate on the potential of what a coach could do in your life. It's strategic. It's absolutely strategic.
It's possible. That's what's possible for you here. And if you're anything like I used to be, you'll probably resonate with this, because for years, please hear me now, I believed that success caused happiness. I had so many limiting beliefs. I never felt like I was enough. I had such a scarcity mindset around money, and everything I did was so I could prove myself. I just wanted to feel worthy, like I mattered. And when I was graduating from college, I was $92,000 in debt, and I was struggling.
So it was student loan debt, which, yes, is crippling, but it is not like it is something that you did to invest in yourself to try to get a job, which I'm guessing you didn't do because you're a coach now.
Struggling paycheck to paycheck. And for 7 years, I struggled paycheck to paycheck. Everything was a fight to keep my head above water. It didn't even matter if I got a pay raise. The money would just disappear, and there was just too much month at the end of the money. And I was that guy that pretended I was
too much a month at the end of the money. He's using these little things to connect and hit, and then people are going to say, oh yeah, that's me too.
fine. But on the inside, I was dying. Positivity was my coping mechanism for insecurity. I call that toxic positivity. I thought I'd feel like I was enough when I succeeded, but it didn't matter what I accomplished. If I got promoted or anything, my feeling of self-worth became a moving target where I felt like I was chasing a ghost.
He doesn't like toxic positivity? Why wouldn't you like toxic positivity? So he's saying that he's not a fan of toxic positivity. Toxic positivity. Toxic positivity is the pressure to only display positive emotions, suppressing any negative emotions, feelings, reactions, or experiences. It invalidates human experience and can lead to trauma, isolation, and unhealthy coping mechanisms. But he's been talking about being positive and, you know, getting rid of the negative. So isn't he still participating in toxic positivity right now? Yet like what he did earlier in this stream, and now he's saying, "Oh yeah, I hate toxic positivity too." I'm confused.
And at that point, I thought money would make me happy. I'd be able to pay for things. I thought that would solve it. And I found online business. That was my vehicle. For some of you, it might be a job or a business or whatever. For me, it was online business. Everyone's vehicle is different. But I saw this as my ticket to freedom. And I saw all these stories of hope.
They say, this is from Bethany Brodegam, they say you can feel your negative feelings, but they teach you how to get rid of them as fast as possible. Interesting. That's so good to know. He's controlling the influence and suggestion. Yep.
And change and freedom and possibility. And then throw in the money and the cars and the houses. I wanted all of that, right? I wanted to change my circumstances and reverse my student debt. But if I'm being totally honest, what I really wanted was to be the breaking point of mediocrity in my life.
Love that, Hannah.
I wanted to outrun my past, those scarcity mindsets, the fear. I wanted to have something that I could chase towards instead of feeling like I was running away from something. So I worked hard. I worked so hard in my business, but there was just one problem. Nothing seemed to work. I put in the time. I listened to podcasts. I showed up to the team calls. It didn't grow. And it seemed to work so well for everyone else. And I took their success to mean my failure.
If you weren't successful, then you were failing in terms of if you're not making money in your multi-level marketing company, that would by definition be a failure, not of you. It's a broken compensation model. What MLM was he in? Brad Bizjack. MLM. Which MLM was Brad Bizjack in? Business owner. Brad is a CEO and founder of Brad Bizjack LLC. He was in Beachbody. Why didn't I know this? I should have asked Bethany. So this is on LinkedIn. I'm not doing anything. Financial representative intern, assistant merchant, associate merchant, Abercrombie and Fitch. So he worked to grow the sweater side of the business. He worked for Express. Then in 2013 to 2017, he was in Beachbody. Built a team of over 604 years. Mentored over 2,500 fitness clients. Now he's been Brad Bizjack CEO from 2013 to now. So 10 years, 9 months. Wow. You won't win, Wendy. Yep. Okay.
And slowly I stopped setting goals. I started to doubt myself. And sure, I showed up, but I didn't believe it would ever happen. And I find myself on the couch with my laptop staring at me, begging me to change my life. And even though I didn't care, I cared so much. And I'd start binge eating microwave nachos and a bottle of wine. And I'd get depressed. And then even worse, I'd get pissed off.
What's wrong with drinking, if you are not sober, drinking one thing? What's wrong with nachos? I just made them with cassava chips and refried beans and ground turkey and guacamole and a little bit of cheese on top. What's wrong with that? And you eat them, and they're literally always shaming people for eating food. And those poor depressed people are eating food that makes them depressed. No.
To myself that I was depressed. And my mentor told me, dude, you need a mindset coach because what you're doing isn't working.
You need to give me lots of money because I'm going to take advantage of you because you look like you are a person ripe for the picking and taking advantage of. Okay. Thanks so much, Brad.
But I was $92,000 in debt. And I told her I couldn't afford it. And she said something powerful to me. She said,
give me your credit card. You have a pulse. What did she say?
Brad, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
If nothing changes, nothing changes? What? Let's say you're going to the gym and you are lifting weight and you're doing the same amount of reps and you don't change what you're doing, but you grow stronger because of repetition. Have you ever heard of that, Brad Bizjack? Also, if you don't know, Katie sent me chlorophene. Oh, you can't see it. It's the green one. It's disappearing. No. So I'm just going to show you real quick. It's the chlorophene Lego person. Okay, I'm done. Back to rage. We're going to do a couple of Lego reveals at the end of this.
Can you really afford not to do this? Let me repeat that for everyone here. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So I maxed out my last credit card. I hired a coach. I put thousands of dollars I didn't have. I took a leap of faith and I had to trust and believe that investing in where I wanted to go was the answer. And so I hopped on that coaching call. On our very first call, she said something that changed my life forever.
Who was
I was
she?
telling her how bad I want my life to change, how I'm showing up. I'm doing the crap. I'm listening to the podcast. It's just not working. And she goes, Brad, you're so attached to success that you're missing the whole point. You're under the impression that you shouldn't be where you are right now. She said, Brad, business, success, and money is never going to make you happy.
Someone knowing they can have a consistent paycheck and have a place to live and food and access to be able to pay for healthcare and be able to clothe their family, that does make some people happy. What am I even doing here? What is happening?
You need to rewire that thinking. You need to start living with appreciation for your life. If you want to succeed, you need to rewire your mind to appreciate everything. Everything about your past, your business, your money, all of it. You need to find a way to find beauty in where you are right now.
He hates student debt, but he'll go in debt for a coach. Double standard, 100%.
Now, or everything else you want will keep failing. If you want to succeed, you need to
Y'all, I don't know if you've seen Ov in the chat. Ov's like, I first found Ov through the Clown Town. Gus had got some coffin earrings, and I ended up going to Ov's shop and seeing their like knitting and crochet markers. And Ov also sent me last time I ordered the pumpkin and the bat crochet markers. Sent me like a bracelet, and you can put the crochet markers on it. It's not this one; it's a different one. But if you are a crafter like me and you want to get really well made, really affordable stitch markers at 10% off with my code DC, no affiliate link, just trying to support like cool small shops who've been here forever, that might be someone that you are interested in looking at. So
rewire your mind. And before that call, I was sitting there thinking my situation's harder, that other people didn't get it, that money would keep evading me, that time was something I'd always be stressed out about. Before that call, I thought my life needed to change before I changed, but I had it all wrong. I needed to change before my life changed. See, I was resenting my life, my circumstances, my lack of money. I thought that needed to change before I'd feel worthy, and I was wrong.
You got to go to college? What are you resenting about? Like, you're living on the lake. You live on a lake. Sure, you're a multimillionaire now. You got to go to college. You sound like you went to a really good college because you're in a hell of a lot of student loan debt.
So I went all in on rewiring my mind. I bought a ticket to a conference to really make this part of me, right? And get this, here's what's crazy. Remember how I said the universe will test you whenever you're about to change your life? A month after I bought that ticket, I got fired from my corporate job.
Sure thing.
No income, no savings. Deeply.
Tomorrow I'm at physical therapy. Let me check my email. If you send me an email, I'll check my email tomorrow afternoon when I get home from physical therapy. If you do that, I'll check it out.
In debt. But luckily I already had that ticket. And I land in San Diego, go to the grocery store to buy peanut butter and jelly because I couldn't afford eating out at the time. And I head back to my hotel room. I check my bank balance like I did 100 times a day at that point. And I had overdrafted my bank account on peanut butter and jelly. Dig that knife in a little bit deeper, right? And so I walk into the conference, tail between my legs, and the experience I had that day changed everything for me. Because at that event, I went through a process of identifying and shattering the greatest limiting beliefs of my entire life. I changed my default setting. I changed how I viewed the world. I changed how my mind was wired.
You changed it in one session, and now you're asking people to pay you thousands of dollars to have a long-term relationship with you? What?
It was one of the greatest transformational experiences of my life. I changed my greatest limiting beliefs, which is exactly what these 5 days are about. That day,
Yeah, I'll show 'em.
I came up with what would eventually become.
I'll show them, for sure. I'm happy to show people other people's work, and, you know, I try not to be stingy with my account and promote smaller accounts and small businesses and stuff. So, yeah, just email me and touch base with me tomorrow.
My online course, Rewired, the 6-step Rewire Your Mind system. From what I learned and what I'll teach you, we paid off all that debt, $92,000 of debt. I retired my wife from corporate America. She now works within our company, and we went on to generate multiple millions of dollars.
If she's... Attention shoppers, can you please stop telling us that you've retired someone who continues to work at another job? Can you please stop telling you retired someone when they continue to work at another job? Thank you. This concludes our public service announcement. Holy shit. I don't understand what's going on.
Of income the following couple of years. And now we have a little girl at home, and I will never miss a single memory with her. I'll be there for every dance recital, every soccer game, all of it. I'll be the present dad I always wanted to be. I discovered that life is happening for me and not to me. The pain.
This dude is literally like, is she retired? Is she working? We don't know. They don't know what edify means, and I say this kindly because they always use it. Oh, Ray Higdon's like, oh, edify me. that is building someone up morally or intellectually, it's not used. I think deify is the right word from what y'all are telling me. So cool. I'm excited to look. I've just been busy. Yeah. Oh, cool.
The problem
Karina, you wanna hop on or no? I know you're busy. I know you had a bad day.
problems. They were meant to happen. And if they didn't, I wouldn't be right here, right now, teaching you this. Rewiring my mind changed my life. Rewiring your mind is the only way to create the success and freedom you deserve. And you will discover that over these 5 days. So my goal for these 5 days is to take you through a process to show you that rewiring your mind changes everything. That's the skill. That's the key. Rewiring your mind is the only way to create the success and freedom you deserve. Go ahead and jot that in your notes. Rewiring your mind is the only way to create the success and freedom you deserve.
Why is there a line on his Zoom call? Do y'all see that line on top of the Z to the left of the Z that's on top of the Z though?
How would it feel if you didn't have to try to think successfully? You didn't have to try to be consistent. You didn't have to try to feel worthy. You didn't have to try to feel appreciative. What if it was your default setting where success just oozed out of you?
Not today. I just had a whole mental breakdown. I'll be fine tomorrow. Just getting it out. Okay. I'm sorry you had a shitty day. Y'all, Kazoo's in the chat for Karina. She had a shitty day.
How's that sound? So if you can relate to any of this, type "made for more" in the comments. Let's just take a moment though and live in a state of appreciation for your past. It was guiding you. It was leading you here to the Success Accelerator where your life changes forever. Take a moment and appreciate this feeling of growth because you're meant to be here. And if you're sitting there thinking, but Brad, rewiring my mind isn't possible, that sounds crazy. The only reason you believe that is because you haven't done it yet. Of course it's possible. Whatever you practice an emotion or skill, you reinforce neural
if you're not a member, definitely throw a squirrel in there because squirrels are for everyone.
Pathways in the brain. Think about it like driving. In the beginning, you had to focus to make sure your hands are at 10 and 2, checking the mirrors, the seat belt. Okay, that's putting into gear, gas pedal, brake pedal, all those things, right? You had to focus on that in the beginning. But now you will literally drive your kid to school, pull in the parking lot, and wonder who the heck was driving, right? You've rewired your mind. You've made it your default setting. We're going to do that with success. See, most people have a highway to pissed off and a dirt road to happiness, right?
He cannot say a unique thought. He copies this from everyone. That's just, oh God.
Right? They look around at their situation and they...
Karina, I'm gonna text you because I've got stuff to deliver to you.
State their preference about how it should be different. But hear me now. If the effect you are wanting in your life is missing, so is the cause. Let me repeat that.
If the effect in your life is missing, so is the cause. We don't need you to repeat it. We remember what you just said.
If the effect you want in your life is missing, so is the cause. Well, the effect in your life is the life on your terms, the results. The cause is your beliefs. And if you obsess over the effect, you forget the cause. And if you neglect the cause, you never influence the effect. Successful people are obsessed with questioning.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all of his quotes that he does in this call, I think, to make some reels and just make them super cheesy, but have his voice so we can hear it. And then do this at the end. The error sound. Or this one.
You dig?
You dig.
And shattering their beliefs. Unsuccessful people are obsessed with proving their limiting beliefs true. Let me repeat that. Successful people are obsessed with questioning and shifting their beliefs.
Why are we repeating stuff now? He went from talking really fast to talking slower to now he's repeating stuff. Like, what is happening?
Unsuccessful people are obsessed with proving their limiting beliefs true.
Oh, really?
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
You cannot go to an apple tree and say, I just wish it was a pear tree. You need to rip.
What happened? I don't have insurance. I lost my insurance when my husband died of COVID. I'm so sorry. That's devastating. I'm so sorry that happened. I'm so sorry for your loss.
The roots out of the apple tree and plant a pear tree if you ever want pears. So most people have a highway to pissed off and a dirt road to happiness, meaning they've reinforced connections in their brain that lead to disempowerment, exhaustion, failure. They neglect the connections that bring them joy, fulfillment, success. Of course, it's possible to rewire your mind, and it doesn't take years. It can happen fast. Think about it like this. Think about going to an eye doctor. If you have poor vision, it's very hard for you to see clearly, right? The lens in which you're viewing life is shifted.
Or we can graft on the pears and have a pear apple tree. Yep.
These are your limiting beliefs, your lens in which you're viewing life. So if your definition of success is reading the bottom row of letters.
Yes, Aradell, 100%.
At the eye doctor, it doesn't matter what you try. You can't see them clearly if the lens you're viewing life through is not your prescription. You can effort, right? Squint, lean forward. You can complain. But at the end of the day, you're just going to end up with a headache. And then you'll take something to numb the pain, a metaphor for distracting yourself with Netflix or eating or drinking, or instead of going after your goals. But the end of your day, like
you know how much fun it is to have a TV show that you enjoy, that you get to sit with someone and watch. If you have someone you can watch a show with, like my mom and I watch Scarecrow and Mrs. King together, or we've been watching older like movies that aren't too scary, like Ghostbusters or things like that. And it's fun just to have like quality time with someone that you love, and you get to watch a show. And they're all saying like, oh, it's like numbing something in your soul and you're not doing stuff 24/7. So you're not really moving towards your goals. Like, you know how fun it is to like curl up in bed and make it all nice and snuggle in, have your crochet ready to go, and maybe have a show on, and you get to crochet and just relax and watch a show. What's wrong with that?
still can't see the bottom row of letters clearly, right? So the eye doctor.
I just got rid of a migraine. Need to bringing it back. Yep. When I was reacting to Ashley Molstad, my eye, I don't remember which one it was, because it started twitching and I was like, this cannot be happening.
Doctor walks in and they put you in front of that big contraption and they do what? They check your prescription, 1 or 2, 2 or 3, 1 or 3, right? And then they give you a new prescription. And guess what? You can see the bottom row super clearly with way less effort, because the lens in which you're viewing life has changed. Success happens fast. And that's how quickly it can happen for you.
Have you ever heard of rose-colored glasses? No? What?
We're going to upgrade that prescription. The only reason it hasn't happened.
The good old stress-induced eye twitch. Yep. This dude is, yeah, and what is so wild, he has 7,900 people. There was over 2,000 plus people that joined his group. It is a funnel group of all funnel groups, and I don't know, like, how he's resonating with people. Like, I honestly don't.
Is because you're likely trying to do it all yourself. And when you try to do it all yourself, you can't see the blind spots getting in your way. Chances are, if that's you, you're finding significance from priding yourself on not needing anyone's help. But imagine not being able to see clearly and refusing to go to the eye doctor because of your ego. Will that ever improve your vision? No. Is that working? Is it getting your results? No. Success.
Have you ever heard of the lady who said essential oils can fix your vision because there's something wrong with you spiritually and or emotionally if you can't see anything? No? If y'all saw that, I think I covered it a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. I think Hannah just covered it. I think other creators covered it. I think Kia's World covered it. Wild.
So people aren't just open to help, they seek it. They invest in mentors who have walked the path because they know that nothing amazing is ever created on your own. And I have good news. This is incredibly simple to do, and anybody can do it. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how young you are. You just need to decide that you are meant for more and to let go of the story that keeps you safe. So what if we could identify your current wiring, where you are right now? Would it be helpful for you to get insight into your current lens of the world? Type a big yes in the chat box if you could benefit from that.
Cool.
Well, let's say you're going on a road trip.
I showed that video to my optician. She was screaming.
With your friends.
Meant for more is a Dean phrase. That's so good to know.
And you hop in the car. What two things does your Google Maps need in order for you to successfully complete your road trip?
Where you are and where you're going, and good internet reception. Because have you ever gotten stuck out in the middle of nowhere when you're trying to go someplace and your GPS cannot connect? Yeah, it's awful.
It needs your starting location, where you are right now without judgments, the truth about your existing reality, and it also needs your destination.
Why would you be judged for where you are and where you're trying to go on a map? Google Maps doesn't judge you. Apple Maps maybe judges you a little bit. Google, what's up? Welcome. Feel free to hang out if you want to and catch the replay. Appreciate the support. Glad you're here.
A compelling vision that gives you a reason to drive across the country. Because without an exciting destination, you're not going to want to go on a road trip. You're going to want to turn around and go home. There won't be a point to staying consistent. So we need to know your starting location and your destination. And that's what today is about. So who took the What's Your Unique Success Archetype quiz? Right? That's your starting location. But I want to go much deeper in that through something called the identity ladder. That's what this is.
Oh, God.
At this stage, I've worked with 50,000 people from all over the world. And I could be a total idiot at this stage and still recognize patterns in people.
You worked with 50,000 people without a microphone? What? What?
And over the course of helping people to rewire their mind, I've identified 5 major patterns.
These false equivalence fallacies have gotten monotonous, for sure.
These are the stages of success.
You know what? We're gonna make him smaller because I'm gonna be an ego maniac. Here we go. I'm gonna move over here. There we go. Whoops. Sorry, I've got a white cord because I broke my other cord. I gotta order another one. There we go.
I call them archetypes. And you might be familiar with yours, but we're going to go way deeper so you can understand your starting point, the way your mind is currently wired. Seeing where you are on this ladder will show you exactly what needs to be shifted so you can live the life that you're meant to live. And if you took the quiz already,
lots of people,
be open to, okay, I want to reevaluate and see where I'm actually at because I'm going to go deeper on these topics.
Anna.
Okay. So you might relate to multiple of these, but you have one that's your center of gravity. One where you.
No way. Sweet Goth, are there any videos in that group? Or is it just people talking?
You tend to live. So think of this like a ladder.
Yeah, it worked. The only thing is it tells you to moisturize them and to brush them up at night and in the morning. The morning time one, I spray a spoolie with hairspray and I put it up. And if I need a little more hold, because I've got thick hair, I don't think I did it quite right with the like making sure they're saturated enough with the perm solution. So I use a like a gel and it stays. And then I did today. I kind of did a few strokes and now it looks like I overdid them, but yeah, they stay up. So drink water and take your meds. Yes, Sakura, great advice.
You're trying to climb. And at the bottom, we have mediocrity. This is.
You know what? We're going to make this more interesting. You know what? I'm going to use my power for good. Mediocrity is at the bottom. Okay? Okay. Oops. We'll put it right there. Is it at the bottom? Perfect. Mediocrity is at the bottom.
Is the enemy, otherwise known as status quo, average, most people. Mediocrity. Would you agree this is what we're moving away from? This is the enemy. This is what we don't want in life. Yes or yes?
Mediocrity is subjective, is it not? Or it's relative? Am I using the word wrong? What is the difference between? I get really nervous when I stream and I forget stuff, and I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Relative depends on something else before it can be evaluated. Subjective left to the individual to evaluate. I think it's relative because mediocrity, you could say you're being mediocre, but it depends on a whole host of like a whole group of things to see if something is actually mediocre. You know what I'm saying? I'll write this down. I'm writing it down for y'all. Look, we got our bone font, so let's go.
This makes sense, right?
I
so
like
towards
this.
the bottom, you will find most people, mediocrity, average, status quo. And the higher you go on this ladder, fewer and fewer people choose to live there. Okay, so what's this very first bottom rung of the ladder right above mediocrity, or that's living in mediocrity? At the bottom, you're going to notice the VCTM archetype, otherwise known as victim. Pretty obvious. No
VCTM archetype? What? What? Edit. VCTM victim mentality. Save. What is happening? I'm going to put myself up here so I can be on top. And I'm going to edit this so he can be down the corner where he belongs. Save.
Nobody in the Success Accelerator is a victim, because you would not have registered if this was you, right? Because someone in the victim mentality simply just states their preferences on how life should be different. And when they think about mindset, they roll their eyes. When they see stuff like this, there's no way that this could ever happen. Their life is full of blame. Their life is full of defeat. You are not here. And everyone sure will have moments when they feel victim.
Does it stand for something? There's no I in victim? Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. I'm just surprised this is a professional.
Victimized by life, but none of you are living here, so we're not even going to spend time on it. Okay, so when you start the process of personal change, you enter what's called the IDEX archetype, otherwise known as identity expansion. Identity expansion is IDEX. Okay, does that make sense? I'll explain what that means in just a moment, but that's what IDEX stands for, identity expansion. Okay, and if you're in IDEX, you likely feel this inner pull that something in your life needs to change. You might have an idea or a passion that you haven't pursued yet. You likely have a little voice inside of you that says, I am meant for so much more than what I'm getting out of this life. But you might not have clarity on exactly what that is, or if it would even work. Okay, so this idea might be placed in the back burner along with all the other, maybe one day I'll do that goals. Okay, that's where it's going to be placed, right? And so you can start, and by the way, if you're looking for the quiz, it's pinned at the top of the page, guys. It's pinned at the top of the page. So stay on this video. Don't take the quiz right now. We'll do that later. Pay attention to this, because this is going to be far deeper than anything the quiz could give you. Okay, so if you're in the IDEX archetype, you're going to start to feel restless. But the challenge you face is that you're so used to the status quo that changing your life feels incredibly uncomfortable. And this isn't your fault. Anyone with the IDEX archetype would feel this way. So you feel this pull for your identity to expand into something more. And you're at this place where it's either I'm up against my ego so I can stay safe in my comfort zone, but this feels dull and achy and a numbness and I just need something to change. Or you can leave that.
You know what I think? I think this is a fucking sales pitch. I think he's going to say nobody's here. There's only a few that are going to choose to be at the top, and it could be you, but you're never going to know unless you try. And pay me for shit.
Comfort zone, which is scary because it means that other people will see you, right? And so if you're here, you feel that pull for your identity to expand into something more, but at the same time, you feel a lot of fear around what that would even mean or if it'll be possible for you. And you know that things can be different and truly believe things should be different, but you're not experiencing the courage that allows you to take action because you've built up your life around keeping yourself safe.
I kind of like writing notes on the screen. I feel like so productive.
That's what the IDEX is focused on. Keep myself safe.
I tried. I paid him and didn't work. Say it for the people in the back, Bethany.
You regularly let fear win, and you try to set up a life where you avoid your fear. You try to set up a life where you are maintaining certainty, which is a huge mistake, because to the degree in which you can handle uncertainty is the degree in which you'll be successful. And because you crave certainty, you're going to want to know how it's going to pan out before you ever start. So you stay stuck. You don't move. And this causes you to get pulled back to where you are because it's what you're used to. So you might have this desire to change, but you keep getting pulled back to where you've been. And if you're not careful, you start to adopt a belief that this is just how life is, that success isn't possible for you. And if you don't act now, if you don't rewire your mind, you'll start to feel a numb, lonely regret filled with stories about how other people have it easier and don't understand your situation. And you'll feel like something is wrong with you or broken about you. And even though that's not true, it'll feel real. And so you'll even start to feel empty.
I zoned him out. I'm sorry.
Even with the things that used to bring you joy, even at home, even with your spouse and kids. The core driver.
Do you see your skeleton notes are more professional than his whiteboard, in my opinion? You know what? I love my skeleton font.
Of the IDEX are two things. Number one is safety, and number two is security.
Does he realize that we cannot see it? Like, even if I had this on screen, sorry, unprofessional moment. Even if I had him on screen, we wouldn't be able to see the writing. He didn't do it close for us. I don't understand why you would do this. I don't understand. Why couldn't you do this? I could have even covered it up. Where's a shape? Where's a shape? Here, please hold. Look, I could put a shape and I could edit the shape and I could not, look, watch this. I could be like, oh, what's the next one on the list? The IDEX complex. Oh, look at that. Identity expansion. And then we could have done this we could have done copy paste. We could have done it for all of these. We could have said, oh my gosh. We could have made them all the different colors. And we could have said, this one could have been red. And then this one could have been orange. And then this one could have been yellow. And then you could have said, oh my gosh, the first one is mediocrity. Haven't you been mediocre before? Everyone doesn't want to be in mediocrity. And then we move on to the VCTM. And what is that? The victim mentality. And oh, then the next one is the IDEX. Do. How hard is that? He could have done it on screen.
This person is craving safety and protection. That immediately needs to change if you ever want to create a life on your terms. I'll show you how to do that, okay?
Ty Lopez uses a whiteboard and marker, and he has really bad handwriting.
This person needs to take risks, and you need to invest in yourself and get in the room where change is the standard.
That's okay. No biggie. I know what you meant, sweet goth.
You need to take a leap of faith that quickly and instantly puts you in a different room. And if you don't, you start to drag back down.
You realize that I said 3 things in about 45 seconds and then we were done. Like, we could have gotten through this in 15 minutes. We're 38 minutes in. I'm going to say, I'm sorry, live chat. You deserve better.
Notice the gravitational weight of these arrows. There's more at the bottom. And when you start changing, there's little inklings of green and success, but you have more gravitational weight pulling you down.
Does gravitational pull apply to ideas and perspectives about yourself? Because I thought it only applied to like mass. No? Did I not pay attention to science correctly?
That makes sense. And as you continue to grow, you start to notice yourself rejecting mediocrity. You start to notice that you want something different than most people. And this.
Okay, thanks, Rosie. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.
This is where you enter what's called the PMTL archetype.
PMTL. Okay. Select, copy, paste. Look at this. Oops. The PMTL. Edit text. PMTL. Save. Let's see what it is.
Okay. Otherwise known as permission to leap. Permission to leap. You'll start to notice that you want something different than most people. You start to feel this pull to create, but there's a piece of you that's still craving guarantees. and you haven't yet given yourself permission to take a leap of faith. If you're here, you have an incredible idea on how to change your life, a vehicle to change your life. You've likely already signed up for the opportunity, started the business, the workout regimen, or whatever.
Thailand. Oh, I'll be looking back at things he's intrigued me. I think he's hitting some things. I'm concerned that people are going to be giving him thousands of dollars when I don't think he actually helps people.
Per vehicle,
pennies might taste lemony. I love that.
Will get you towards your goal. And you started to take some action towards it. You have a great.
You know what we should do? In real time, we should make the slide better than what is being presented to us in our next, like tomorrow. That's what we should do. We should do a, like, let's revise this in real time and make it better looking. I want to do that.
Understanding of the level of action you should be taking. You believe in the possibility of what can happen if you really went all in. And you might even see other people thriving in the.
Wouldn't that be fun? Like, we could do it in real time. Oops. We're not good. There we go.
Same industry or even with the same vehicle. And you likely have a voice that says, I know I am meant for so much more than what I'm getting out of life right now. I should be there by now is the next thing that comes up though. You feel like I should be in this place. But the biggest challenge is that taking the level of action required to change your life is incredibly scary. It's incredibly scary.
But what if I want to live in the woods away from people like him? I think he lives in the woods. I think we'd run into him, unfortunately. Why does he need 2 extra letters? He only needs 1 letter per word. Yep.
Fear has become.
I think he likes the 4-letter words. I don't think he likes the, the profane 4-letter words, but I think he likes the 4-letter acronyms, something.
Become your inner roommate because you consistently crave certainty and you're spending your time obsessing over the how. It feels like you spend all day focused on your dream, but it also feels like you haven't made any progress towards it. So you will study a lot. You will consume knowledge and inspiration on a regular basis. And you rationalize that all of that consumption is movement towards your goals. And really, it's just glorified procrastination because you're overvaluing certainty. Because when it comes time to take action, you likely freeze in fear of judgment, rejection, scarcity, perfection, or failure. And it means you don't actually learn because you haven't acted. And so you believe success is possible, but you have a hard time believing that success is possible.
I like feeling secure, and there's also something to say. You know when coaches are like, just do what I tell you to do, and there's kids who have questions. A lot of times kids aren't asking the questions to delay having to do it. They're asking questions because they need to understand how something works so that they can like participate with their mind and like doing the activity. Like he's saying like, oh, you need that certainty or whatever. Like, yes, sometimes you don't have to just do it. Get your questions answered. You're allowed to get your questions answered
For you. And so you'll
cuckoo tricks. Wow, this is the first time my Fire tablet shows a live chat. Cool.
create stories about your life and your circumstances, about why it's harder for you. But if you don't change this, you're going to experience the pain of perfection. You're either A.
Listen, this is the only time I'm going to ask. And I know we're 2 hours into this and we've got a hell of a long. I'm going to speed them up. I'm going to have to speed them up. If you haven't licked the stream, I'd love for you to do it. And those who have already downloaded the stream, greetings and salutations.
Lick the stream.
Thank you.
Never going to begin because you don't have a guarantee of how it's going to work out. And it's going to lead to a hole in your heart because deep down, you know you're meant for so much more. And you'll rationalize delaying action as a good idea based on your current situation. Or B, you'll take minimal action, safe action, because you're afraid of failing or being judged for dreaming. And because your heart and soul isn't behind your action, you'll actually fail way more than you ever needed to. And this makes you start to believe that you're a failure. And even though that's not true, it's what it feels like.
Thank you.
If you don't rewire your mind away from this, worry will consume your life. You will start to make your dreams smaller and more realistic, which we're going to talk about in a little bit.
Oh my God, how much more can we listen to?
Because instead of focusing on possibility, you focus on the past. And consequently, you feel a dull, achy pain inside that feels so much like regret. And even worse,
I sped him up. I can't listen to him anymore.
shame. because your life is starting to reflect the very thing that you're trying to escape, mediocrity. This person.
No, sometimes your life takes an unwieldy turn towards the murk because, you know, health things come up or life things come up or you lose someone or your mental health changes or something like that. And it's not you turning to mediocrity. It's you learning how to cope with a new reality that's actually a reality. And you have to figure out how to navigate that in real life. So sit down.
Person's core drivers are certainty and significance. This person wants a guarantee that they want, and they want to feel like they matter. And so they crave the how and rationalize all the work they're doing on studying just to make them feel important. It's mistaking movement for achievement. And when their goals and dreams are challenged, it feels like a personal attack, right? And this person is living in scarcity, even though they're studying abundance. Let me repeat that. This person is living in scarcity.
So let me just recap this for you since we've all glazed over at this point. He's talking about archetypes of people in business or working on growing their like MLM or whatever it is. And these are the type of archetypes that some people fall into. There's the victim mentality archetype. There's the IDEX archetype, the identity expansion. There's the PMTL, permission to leap. And these different archetypes that you can live in are like either dragging you down and dragging your activity down, or they're helping you grow and blossom and do all this other stuff. So you're welcome.
Even though they're studying abundance, this person needs to get in the room where abundance is the standard. This needs to change now. And in this challenge, will change it. But when you rewire this, you start to approach what I call the achievement tipping point. The achievement tipping point.
I'm gonna have to make
that's where you start to notice money coming in or promotion or fitness results or whatever you're trying to achieve. You enter this stage of what I call the ACPX, otherwise known as the achiever's paradox. Jot that down, achiever's paradox. Okay. At this level, you identify as an achiever, even if you don't have the monetary results. You either have success or you're on the path towards success. Okay. You're someone who checks all the boxes. You take massive action. You get it done. No one has to force you to do the work, but you almost feel guilty of what happens if you don't do the work. So you just do it. And while you've likely achieved a lot, or you're starting to achieve, you know in your heart that you're destined for so much more because it feels like the achievement isn't enough. It feels like the achievement isn't enough. And one of the biggest mistakes that you'll likely make is basing your sense of worth on more achievement, more success, more money. And this causes you to bounce from goal to goal, wondering where's the fulfillment. This person typically rationalizes that they're more fulfilled than they actually are. Let me repeat that. This person typically rationalizes that they're more fulfilled than they actually are. They pretend to be really fulfilled, but when no one else is around, they have this voice that is telling them that what they're doing isn't enough. And so fulfillment is typically avoided. And because you don't feel fulfillment from all the goals that you achieve or the to-do list you complete, you trick yourself into taking even more action. So you can achieve even bigger goals, thinking that you'll feel like you're enough once you get there. And you likely have a very hard time appreciating the journey you're on, even though you know it's important. In fact, you barely ever stop hustling. You're on the constant brink of burnout. And if you take a look at the last few years, you notice that you've just been exhausted or sick or overwhelmed. And then what happens? You blame it on the kids. You blame it on your job. You blame it on this season of life. And it feels like you need to escape from the thing that used to bring you joy.
Oh, God.
And because you're such a hard worker, you have a hard time being present with those that you love the most. And it causes guilt in a couple of ways. Number one, you feel guilty when you're working because you're not present with your family. Or two, you feel guilty when you're with your family because you're still not at your dreams yet, right? So you feel like this walking ball of stress. And you're terrified of what might happen if you slow down or stop, and you fear it'll all fall apart. And if you don't rewire this, nothing will change. Nothing will feel like enough. And even though others are inspired by you, you won't feel inspired by yourself. So you'll feel terrible about missing all the memories with the people you love most.
This is a paradox. Oh, God. Achiever's paradox. My bad. Lol.
Because even though you were in the same room as them, you weren't actually in the room. You weren't present. And even though you find yourself, and eventually you'll find yourself conditioned to think that success isn't all it's cracked up to be. It's lonely. And worse still, it'll eventually hurt your kids and your relationship, and you start to feel empty, even when you have so much to be.
We're just going to get to the top one, and then we're going to see what's going on. And I'll move. Do we need to cover? Yeah, we'll just see what's the last one, because we're just going to tap out. We can't do it.
Grateful for. This person's core drivers are growth and significance. But what's important to note here is this person uses growth as a way to feel significant. They'll take on challenges so they can prove to themselves that they're worthy. They're chasing the ghost of worthiness. And nothing feels like enough because deep down, the ACPX doesn't feel fulfilled very often, even though they tell themselves logically there's so much to be grateful for. And they'll do their journals and their routines and they'll have those moments of peace, little dopamine hits, right? But that feeling of appreciation and joy is
Bethany, love
sustained.
that.
In their mind, more is required before they can feel that way. And up until this point, notice how your mind is wired up until this point. Notice what's actually going on here. These bottom 4 archetypes, where's the focus? Type in the chat box. I'm looking over here at the chat box. Where's the chat box? Who is the focus on in these archetypes? It's all on you. It's all on you, how you're staying safe, what you're getting, or what you're missing. Okay? But when you rewire your mind for success, you hit something called the fulfillment tipping point. This is the point where not only are you wildly successful, notice the pull towards a life on your terms, the conflicts here. If I want to go that way, but I got this pull backwards. But here, there's no conflict, right? It's 100% going towards what you want. This archetype, when you hit here, you enter what's called the MGPF archetype. And by the way, if any of you feel like you relate to both of like 1 and 2 of these,
MGPF archetype. I hate all these. I hate these with a burning passion. I'm going to move mediocrity over here and make it smaller. Yay, it's me. I'm going to lock myself so I can't move me. And I'm going to move these down so that we can have room for one more at the top. Copy paste. And still see everything. Nope. MGPF. Edit text. What's it stand for? We don't know. I wasn't paying attention. Were you?
you're at the lower one. And I say that with so much respect. No judgment. You're at the lower one because there's still a piece of you living there. Okay. So MG.
Type in your best guesses for what MGPF stands for.
PF, what does that stand for? That stands for magnetic performance.
Ew. Okay. Double click. Edit text. Magnetic. Yikes. Mediocrity. I guess I could have moved him up. Mediocrity can still live over here. I'm going to pull it up. There we go. We all fit now, even though this is something I tell y'all not to do on PowerPoint slides, but we're just going with it.
This person has a beautiful freaking life. Doesn't mean they don't experience pain. They have the money and the freedom and the relationships and the toys and the free time, and they're enjoying their life. And when they do experience pain, they feel it and they move through it. They don't stay there. This person's in a great place. You have a beautiful life. You're likely a six-figure high performer, or you're on the way there. You found the secret sauce to having high levels of achievement and high levels of fulfillment. You feel joy and fulfillment and passion and love on a regular basis. You think creative.
Magical Griffin Pegasus friend? Yes. My God, please F off. More gumbo, please, for F's sake.
And success seems to flow to you. Doing hard work doesn't feel like hard work. You've established boundaries. You've removed comparison. You're a living, breathing example of abundance, and you're always leveling up, trying to add value to the world. For you, success is about contribution and growth and love and living in this beautiful state of appreciation. People just want to be part of your energy here. They don't even care what it costs. They want to be in your circle because they know their life will improve in being there. Our goal in these 5 days is to get you here, because this person is living a life on your terms where success comes to you and success is your default setting. Opportunities pop up. In a life full of success and fulfillment is there all the time. And you get here without having to think about it. It just comes out of you. It's your default. This is the place where you see these people that seem like they're functioning at a totally different wavelength because they are. So this challenge is going to help you get there. This is the place where success comes fast. And this is your birthright. This is something.
This is your birthright?
Very few people ever have the courage to go after because they're rationalizing why their situation is more challenging. This is what you're made for. This is who you are. This is the best version of you. This is how you accelerate success. And I have really good news. You don't need to ascend this ladder because guess what? It's not a ladder. It's an elevator. And you get to select the floor based on how you choose to wire your mind. You can go right to the top when you rewire your mind because, like I mentioned, rewiring your mind is the only way to create the success and freedom you deserve.
Oh my God, this is getting twisty. I gotta get this. I'm gonna put this in the free anti-MLM folder. I'll put the videos in as I download them. So y'all can have them. I know he's a little boring. I think he's more dangerous because yes, he is Brandon Burchard's protege. Yep. You got it. I know he's boring and he may be better like cut up, not to clip him out of context, but like to condense what he's saying because it's boring as hell, you know? Oh god.
So what floor are you currently on? No judgment.
I'm not even in the building, my guy.
What's your GPS starting location? Put in the chat box, which archetype are you living in? And now that you know that, we got to pick a destination, right? We need to pick a life on your terms and what that is for you. So what's one of the biggest blocks? We got our GPS starting points. Now we need to focus on the destination. And one of the biggest blocks to creating this that stops people is that, and that keeps them stuck in mediocrity. And hear me now. It's that they set their vision of the future based on failures of the past. In order, and this is so important, guys, in order to succeed faster than ever, you need to be pulled by something ridiculously exciting. One of the greatest success mistakes in the world is setting safe, realistic, attainable goals. It is one of the greatest mistakes in the world.
Why?
Society always tells you to, right? Set smart goals. But look at society. Society is broke, unhealthy, settling for a job they hate, status quo.
Our bodies don't look like you want us to look, and so then that is part of the failure of society. And there it is, the Beachbody carryover. Great. Brad?
Type more in the comments.
Type less in the comments if this is absolute fuckery.
If you're meant for so much more than mediocrity, we don't want to listen to society, right? Look at what society is doing and sprint the other way. If you're trying to create your dreams and action feels forced, there's a reason. So let me share a story with you, okay?
Oh my God.
A couple years ago, our business was doing, and by the way, we're going to go about 5 or 7 minutes over the hour, just a heads up. Today is the longest day because we have so much content to get through.
He actually, spoiler alert, went 15 minutes over the hour, so great.
So we're going to go a little bit over the hour time today, but tomorrow we'll get it back on track. So a couple years ago, our business was doing about $25,000 a month in revenue. Really great, right? It was doing well. And I thought I could probably get to $30,000 a month if I hustle. Notice the word hustle, ACPX, right? And I thought I could do it. So I talked to my coach. I invested in a coach, right? And I talked to him about this goal. And he asked me an interesting question. He said, Brad, $30,000 a month. Why are you setting such weak goals?
Oh, absolutely fuck off right now. Are you serious? $25,000 is like unimaginable for some groups of people. The middle class, $25,000 a month. Holy crap! Oh yay! Ad break! Huzzah!
And I'm like, dude, $30,000 a month is pretty amazing. So many people would kill for that. That's incredible. He's like, no. You don't understand. You're missing the point. He said, Brad, why would you ever set a goal that you know you can hit?
Because it is meaningful to say, here's the steps to get to a goal. This is the goal I'm looking to hit. This is the time frame I'm looking to hit it in. I hit it in said time frame, and so then I can make new goals based on previous activity because I understand what it took to get to that goal. Am I like in like the Twilight Zone right now?
Woo. Why would you ever set a goal you know you can hit? He said, you need to set goals that cause you to literally become a different person. Because with a massive goal, you have to think very differently than you do right now while you're sitting in your limitation. He said, Brad, a massive goal doesn't allow you to think the same way. He said, what actually moves you, Brad? What actually inspires you? What actually makes your butt pucker a little bit? What sets your soul on fire?
Your butt pucker? I never expected to hear that on a training. I never expected to hear butt pucker on a training. Did y'all? Did y'all think when I started streaming last year, whenever it was, that we would hear butt pucker on a training? Because I didn't, and I'm shocked right now. I'm like, I don't even know.
It was great. And apparently, I've never been on live television before.
Butt pucker. BUTT PUCKER, butt pucker. You want a goal that makes your butt pucker. What? Oh my God.
And it came out of me, $100,000 a month. And my heart started to beat faster. And I felt alive when I said, I'm even feeling it right now, getting the passion sweats. But there was just one problem.
The passion
Lily, my daughter,
sweats?
was just born.
Firstly, butt pucker. Secondly, passion sweats. What is happening? What is happening? Where's my programs? Why can I not see anything? I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, we're just gonna go with it.
And she had a very, very traumatic childbirth that landed her and my wife in the hospital for 14 days. My girls both almost died. And Janice and Lily, Janice was in the hospital for 14 days, excuse me. And I was barely keeping my head above water. And plus, newborn life is absolutely crazy. I was the rock for my family at that stage. Have you ever had a moment when you've had to be the rock for your family? When you have to hold it together for them? That's what I was. And I remember what my coach said. Huge dreams change the way you think. You have to change who you are in order to hit them. So I kept picturing it, even though I didn't believe it was possible. Sleepless nights, taking care of my family. And then one day, a month or two later, after living in the feelings of these wishes, I came up with this crazy idea that I'd never thought of before, to share our Rewired course with thousands of people. And we did almost $5 million in revenue the following 3 years. That would have taken over a decade if I set the smaller goal. And this happened for one reason and one reason only.
$5 million in 3 years. So maybe 1 million the first year, 2 million the second year, 2 million the third year.
Set goals that I didn't know how to achieve. And I realized something incredibly powerful. You do not set goals. Write this in your notes. It's so important. You do not set goals for the certainty of attainment. You set them to become a new person, a person that is capable of hitting those goals, a person that sees those goals as real before they ever happen. When you see those goals as real, you live in the feelings of what that goal is, what you think that goal would bring you. And when you live in the feelings of what you think that goal would bring you, you take more action to actually create the goal. For years, I was so tired of setting goals that I just stopped setting them. And I would say things like, I don't know what I want. Everyone knows what they want. They're just so conditioned to live in fear. It was broken thinking for me. Because if you go into the woods with a bow and arrow and shoot and randomly hope to hit a bullseye, nothing happens. But if you paint a target and you aim and you fire, everything changes. Is that?
He just said if you pick too small of a goal, then you're screwed. Now he's talking about picking, like taking your arrow and picking a target, aiming and firing. Which one is it, Brad? You're mixing up your stories and your tools that you're using to shill your ideas to us. Butt pucker. Passion sweats and butt pucker. Unexpected. I'm never going to stop. I'm going to have to say this in every single stream I'm in now.
That makes sense. That's where we want to live.
Who are you calling cootie queen, you lint licker? Now we got butt pucker and passion sweater. Love it.
So most people, and by the way, you're going to get what you ask for. If your objective is, I just want to make sure and cover
Lolly, hello.
my bills for my family, you'll get it. You'll find
merch idea. Could be. I have to figure out how to do merch. But I don't want to do stuff just to like do it. I want to make stuff like that we all are like stoked about, you know?
way to survive. So many people's default setting is set to survival instead of thriving. Is your goal really just survive? Or do you want to thrive?
The surviving is incredible for some people. Surviving literally is incredible for some people, my guy.
See, most people think that setting safe goals will make them successful, but is that true?
Oh, I totally will. I totally will, Hannah.
Look around the people that you know that are setting safe, realistic, attainable goals. They're the ones that are not succeeding beyond standard norms. They don't have the freedom, the impact.
Gonna work on a passion sweater knitting pattern. Hell yeah.
They're not living there. But take a look at the most inspiring people that you know. How do they dream? Small or big? Type it in, small or big, in the chat box. Huge. And they don't just stop there.
Why
they
am I out of
feel the dream in
focus?
advance and feel a deep appreciation for those goals coming true. Setting massive dreams forces you to learn more quickly. You grow way faster. But setting safe goals does one thing. Write this down. Setting safe goals does one thing. It perpetuates your existing reality.
Is this ass math? Is this the Pinterest quote board where everything goes to like, I don't know, die a slow and painful like marketing death? I'm confused.
It makes your reality continue. Is that true in your life? Do the same problems keep coming up for you? And what does this do? It causes a resentment of goal setting. It causes a resentment of your vehicle, whether it's a business or career or weight loss goal. It's the opposite of rewiring your mind. It's reinforcing your mind. So with the wiring of resentment, how can you ever expect sustained joy? With a wiring of safety, how can you ever expect expansion? With a wiring of protection, how can you ever expect abundance? Every single time my life exploded, it came from doing something I had no idea how to do. Getting fired from my job and deciding to go all in on my business, not realistic. Starting a personal development company where we help thousands of people come alive to their limitless possibilities from scratch.
Did you get fired from Beachbody or did you get fired from Express? Which one did you get fired from?
Not realistic. So ask yourself this.
Does anyone know if you got fired from Beachbody or if you got fired from Express? Brad Bizjack terminated from Beachbody. Oh my God, on Reddit, Brad Bizjack is a scammer. Why these Huns don't see the wolf in sheep's clothing is a mystery to me. He is not going to fix her mindset. This is on Reddit, like on the Google search page. I'm not in Reddit right now. Kicking off 2019 with mindset coach Brad Bizjack. Micah Folsom. Oh, Micah Folsom. Two years ago, when I started working with Brad Bizjack as my high performance coach, so he's still like going in with all these Beachbody people. He got fired because his butt didn't pucker enough. I don't think he got fired from Beachbody. He speaks at Beachbody events and is promoted by top Beachbody partners. Good point. Good logic train, Bethany. Okay, so he must have gotten fired from his job. Brad Bizjack, LinkedIn. Let's look at the LinkedIn real quick. Brad Bizjack, LinkedIn. So I'm assuming he got fired from his corporate job at Express. He was hospitality management intern, Conway Farms Golf Club, 2005 to 2008. He was a financial representative intern for Northwestern Mutual, June 2010 to August 2010. So it was an internship. He was an assistant merchant from October 2011 to February 2013, 1 year and 5 months. And this is for Abercrombie and Fitch. And then for 2013 to May 2013, 4 months. He worked on another side of Abercrombie and Fitch. Then he went to Express, a clothing store, if you're not from the US. And I don't know if Express is in other countries or Abercrombie and Fitch is. Both of them are clothing. He was an assistant merchant at Express from May 2013 to August 2013, 4 months. And then he went to Body from February 2013 to December 2017. And now he has been a business coach from 2013 to present. He lost his conventional job after a bunch of debt. Oh, they are in other countries? Oh, cool. I wasn't sure because I know there's some people who watch from like other places. You know who's passionate about sweaters? Jax Taylor. Just kidding. I mean, I know he is. I'm just kidding about dropping the Vanderpump Rules stuff in my stream.
Are your safe goals holding you back from your dreams? Are you setting goals based on the past or based on what you actually want? People say this all the time. I'm so afraid to dream big, Brad. No, you're not. Nobody is afraid of dreaming big. No one's afraid of massive pleasure happening in their life. No one fears total ecstasy. No one fears their dream life. What they're afraid of is their past happening again.
What? Do you know what you're talking about, sir? Why are you yelling at us?
That's what they're afraid of. So step into the common sense corner for a moment. If your dream is to protect against the past, aren't you more likely to recreate your past? Because all your focus is going to the past, and the past becomes the future when you live there. So imagine you're taking a road trip, like I talked about at the beginning. If the destination isn't exciting, are you going to want to drive across the country to get there? No, you're going to go home. So hear me now. If you don't have motivation or you're feeling lazy, you are not lazy. You just have really crappy goals. If you don't have motivation and inspiration every day, it's because your goals are too small, which means that you have nothing to get excited about in the future, which causes you to go back to everything you've ever known. Lake and Latham did a study, and in their study, they found 90% of people perform better when their goals are very challenging in those test subjects. They found that these test subjects exerted less energy than people with safe and easy goals. Think about all the self-defeat that comes from setting small goals. It takes up so much energy.
Here's what people in MLMs are going to interpret from this, or businesses. I've been thinking too small in MLM, so I need to go more in. I need to buy more product. I need to show up to more Zooms. I need to show up to more events. I need to show up and do more things. Spend more, because my mindset, I got to get my mindset in the right place. And to get my mindset in the right place, I have to participate more and have a better attitude. And it's not going to result in them making more money in multi-level marketing for the most part. Yes, he's fed up because we lost our shit earlier. He's on 1.25. I don't know if I can slow him down. Ugh.
And if that's you, no wonder there's an exhaustion going on in your life. Huge dreams instantly energize you. Look at Sarah Couture, one of our Rewired students. When she was setting small goals, her anxiety was creeping up all the time. She felt tired and exhausted and stuck at her job. The minute she...
Your course fixed someone's anxiety? Are you allowed to say that? Are you?
She decided to dream bigger. She instantly came more alive. Started her own women's self-defense business that she teaches on the side of her current job. And get this, she's succeeding more in her day job because she has a goal she's building toward.
He got what? He got his degree in economics from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, which is quite a high-ranked school. Yeah, I think he's smart. I also think he's in the scamosphere of coaches.
That excites her. Or look at one of our Rewired students, Bethany May. Bethany is in the network.
He's now using people who've had success in his coaching business to validate his pitch that he is successful at what he does. So then people who are getting this course for free are going to plant that seed in themselves and say like, oh my gosh, this guy knows what he's talking about because other people have seen success, even though I don't know those people and I don't know exactly what the success is because there's no numbers coming in here. We're just going to believe the trust me bro situation that Brad knows what he's doing, which maybe he doesn't.
Marketing space, that's her view.
According to Bethany, he doesn't. Oh, different Bethany.
Everyone's is different, but she was noticing that gaining traction and momentum was incredibly challenging. But once Bethany started activating huge dreams, like a magnetic high performer, she quickly advanced.
Health claim on aisle fuckery. We're doing that. Attention shoppers, public service announcement, there's a health claim on aisle fuckery. Please avoid at all costs. Thank you, and this concludes your public service announcement. Stay safe out there and mark yourself safe from Brad Bizjack. Thank you.
To the top 1% of her direct selling company. And take it like a step past our Rewired students. Think about the most inspiring people on earth. They dream big or small. Does that make sense? Steve Jobs said that the people that are crazy enough to believe they can change the world are the ones that do. In fact, the Journal of Psychology did 384 tests or studies, and they found that the subjects.
What's this dude's deal? He went to a really good school. He got into a lot of debt. He has a degree. He went to work. He got fired from his job. He joined Beachbody, was with Beachbody for almost 5 years, left Beachbody to become a business coach, and has been a business coach since he started Beachbody. And now other Beachbody coaches spend money with him and shill him to their Beachbody downlines. And that is what he is doing here. He is in a private group with over 7.9 thousand people in the group, telling them all they need to do is fix their brain to unlock success. And it has been an hour of fuckery.
who set huge goals had a significant change in identity.
Oh, God.
Meaning who they believe they are, their wiring, right? How they see the world, how their mind is wired. And they found that when this happened, the subjects started labeling themselves as successful people. And if you believe you are successful before you've attained success, what happens? You create success. But here's what comes up all the time when I talk about this. You're likely afraid to dream big again because you maybe have failed in the past. Like, I haven't achieved a small goal, so why go bigger? Is that coming up for you? Anyone that coming up for you? Why would I go bigger if I haven't achieved in the past? Well, have you ever considered that the reason you haven't hit the small goals is because you don't actually care about them? Think about it. You don't have a reason to show up for it. If you set the same goal year after year after year after year, I want to be a 6-figure earner or a 7-figure earner.
The reason why am I covering him? Do I love covering coaches? No. Am I going to send him to Danielle Ryan? Yeah. I'm not good at debunking them. Here's what I see as an issue. He is in this parasitic group of money-making people taking advantage of MLM individuals and other individuals who are already giving up a lot to try to be successful in a network marketing industry. And they latch on and say, oh, you know why you're not making money in this broken compensation model? Because you don't have the right mindset. And so then they're taking even more money from those individuals. Oh my gosh, welcome. Welcome to Snarkies. Let's see. Welcome to Illyria. Where are we?
Welcome. Welcome to
I love your dog.
Welcome.
I've already said that.
Welcome to Illyria.
Was there a squirrel? Was there a squirrel on his back porch? That would be awesome. Welcome. Enjoy your emotes. He's talking about, maybe I'll do a snark notes on him and we'll do it with slides because he's just, maybe we weren't ready for this.
Or get that promotion or start a yoga studio or finish more music or lose 30 pounds or insert this goal and it doesn't happen. That's a sign that the goal isn't what you actually care about. It's a sign you're playing not to lose instead of playing life to win. You're likely setting goals based on what someone else tells you should want, or setting goals based on what the company you're in tells you should have, or what your spouse tells you should want. Well, question, what does your heart want? That will cause you to succeed faster and create a life on your terms way faster than ever before. So why don't people set big goals? Because they haven't hit them in the past. And so they set their goals based on past failures and it kills their energy. And society reconditions this, right? Set smart, attainable goals, right? That's the industry standard based on outdated psychology that teaches you that you are your results. It teaches you that failure isn't an option. So you have to be realistic so that you guarantee achievement, because if you achieve, that's what makes you worthy, only if you hit your target.
No, the assumption is you only that your worth is tied up in whatever your goals are. And that's not always the case for people. Sometimes they can be separate. You can realize your worth separate from what your goals are. And his assumption for all of this talking that he's done this whole time is that you are intrinsically tied, that your self-worth is intrinsically tied to your goals that you're having, and that to fix that so you can get to your goal. Not all people are like that, in my opinion. Yikes.
You will never thrive if you do not fail. Let me repeat that. You will never thrive if you do not fail. Realism is killing your dreams. Realism is the fastest travel road to mediocrity. So most people shrink their dream down because they want to make it attainable, because they have a belief that says, I am my results. And this is where you see people saying, I have so much doubt about my goals. They say, I am my results. My worth is tied to an accomplishment. So they set a safe goal that they know how to hit, because, and then they're uninspired to hit that small safe goal. So they don't take action to hit it. And that makes them question their worth even more. Let me give you some context. Let me just share something with you. I have missed almost every single business goal that I have ever set in the last 6 years. I have missed almost every single business goal I have ever set in the last 6 years. And our business continues to grow exponentially. Why? Because the dreams move me to change, and my worth has nothing to do with the outcome. Please understand, if you are doubting a dream, it's because you're basing your worth on the outcome. Please understand that no amount of success or achievements will ever make you more worthy than you are right now. It'll never make you more enough than you already are. When you realize that your worth has never been in question, we'll cover more on this on day 4, that your worth has never been in question, and you've been enough since the moment you were born.
Now he's gone back to it's an emotional sandwich. We saw in the beginning of this talk, he was talking about overcoming objections that were also tied to emotional objections that people may have. Then we were talking about the details of what he could offer, that how he could help, and it was still intermixed with emotional and thought and information control. Then he told us about the archetypes and how you were probably down lower and why your archetype, if it was lower, was holding you down because of gravity. Even though gravity doesn't impact your mind, it impacts your literal mass. He then said, I can change your mind and get you up here. And then we're back to the emotional thing. So we've gone emotional, details, emotional, to try to get you to get to the sales point and close out and get you on board with deciding to do this course and achieve some kind of success so that you would want to pay for the more expensive thing. It's an emotional Oreo and it tastes awful.
You allow yourself to go after bigger dreams because you realize that your worth and happiness have nothing to do with the outcome. That's where success starts to happen fast. But insert all the people that are saying, but I have a job and my job and success is dictated.
It's a scamwich. Oh my God, Sarah. Oh my God. Is there any, oh my God. Where is, am I logged into Vecteezy right now? I need a scamwich. Scam witch. Images? Ew. How do you spell it? The feed are coming up and anime's coming up. So I don't know what I'm searching for right now. Stock Adobe. Continue. Okay. Scamwich. I'm looking for maybe an illustration. Scamwich. Nope. Probably a sandwich. That's rotten. Oh my gosh. We have some. What would be in a scamwich though? I'm looking at a burger right now that looks pretty good. We'll have to do this later.
Based on me checking these little boxes.
Perhaps a pyramid between two pieces of bread. Hell yeah.
I'm
Spam? Lies? Okay, I'll have to work on it. I'll have to draw something.
not saying don't perform at your job. I'm saying if you have nothing to get lit up about, your
Oh, I'm glad you're here, sweet goth.
job is going to exhaust you. That's what I'm saying. And you might be saying that someone you know.
The cat meow. Hello, welcome to the live. Scametti. We should make spaghetti. That's a scam. This is awesome.
Got promoted or something by setting safe, realistic goals. Hear me now. There's a very big difference between advancing in a career and creating your dreams. There's a very big difference. So you might check the company box, but are you checking your heart's box? And I know that's scary, and that might make you want to punch me in the face. That's okay. You're probably saying things like, Brad, I'm afraid to dream big. What if I fail? And I'm here to tell you something very important. You will fail. You will. But failure is not fatal. And the highest version of you knows that failure is a good thing.
What about failure when you are not able to bring in income and then you lose your house, your mortgage or your rent and you end up unhoused, and that it becomes a treacherous situation because you're trying to navigate being unhoused? Like, what about that? Failure is like actually meaningful for some people when it comes to being able to earn an income and then losing said income.
You just haven't learned how to detach from the outcome of a goal. Don't worry. I'll teach you the step-by-step process of how to do that in my program Rewired, which releases on Friday. But think about it like,
see, it's a fucking funnel. It is a fucking funnel. It releases on Friday. You don't say. You got 10,000 people, 7,900 people in the group ready to warm up to the idea of giving you a ton of money.
this when it comes to failure.
Can of spam with the word scam on it. Patricia, you're a genius. I'm doing it. I will Photoshop it.
Let's say you play tennis. And in order to improve your tennis skills, you play every day against people you've always played against, the kids in the neighborhood, right? You play against your past. Well, if you want to be the best in the world at tennis, will that strategy work? Absolutely not. You could buy the best.
How then did Serena and Venus become the number one people in the world when they did not play? Venus played only a short period of time in tournaments, and then they did not play against people until she turned pro. How do you reckon that then, Brad Bizjack? How did they go from being trained by their dad, playing every single day, playing against the same person every single day, basically, getting signed up to be able to play at this incredible training facility in Florida, and never playing a tournament, from what I understand, or very limited tournaments, then turning pro, then being the number one in the world for an extended period of time?
Tennis ball, best racket, best shoes, but it still wouldn't improve. This is a metaphor for getting all the right strategies, the invite technique, the marketing strategy, right? If you're playing against the past, it doesn't matter, you won't win. But what if Serena Williams walked down to the court, arguably the best in the world?
Do you not know her story? Do you not know their story? Their dad trained them up until the point that he was able to get them on scholarship at this training facility down in Florida. And they did not play. They played against each other. And they were Venus played a little bit in tournaments, and then they held off on them playing tournaments and before they became pro. So you don't even understand what you're talking about.
Does it even matter what shoes or racket or tennis balls you have? Not at all. The strategy doesn't matter yet because you're just trying to keep up with the dream, right? You're playing against who you could become. And will you fail playing against Serena Williams? Absolutely. But will you be so much further along than if you played against the past? Of course you will.
No, because you're not even going to be able to return her serve. You're not even going to be able to return the forehand or the backhand because she hits the ball with so much power and so effectively, and she can hit any spot on the court. You're not going to be able to hit the ball, so you're not going to be able to practice, Brad. She did walked out. She's a Jehovah's Witness now? Who did? Serena? I know, tennis was the wrong metaphor.
So think about it this way. The greatest example of success are little kids. I think about my daughter. She's in this big Buzz Lightyear phase right now. And she runs
I'm still in a Buzz Lightyear phase, and I'm in my 30s.
around. She actually thinks she's Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, wait. Okay. I didn't know she was a Jehovah's Witness. See, learn something new every day. Oh my God, they're not celebrating birthdays? Oh my God. Oh God. You're never gonna get to have a birthday? Well, Shows you what I know. Nothing.
She's
That's
shooting me with her Buzz Lightyear laser saying to
Yeah, I
infinity
know
and
it's a Jehovah's Witness thing. I'm just like, I'm shocked.
beyond, right? And up until about the age of 12, little kids radiate success. Why? Because they want to be Buzz Lightyear.
And Christmas. You know what's twisty? What we talked about the other day, there's a family that there's ties to Young Living and stuff like that, and they didn't do holidays or birthdays or anything like that. Hell yeah, Aya, get him. I walked into Leo's room to check on him, and he sees you on my phone and says, was like, hi, DC. Probably thought you were on FaceTime. Hi, Leo. I know he's probably not there anymore. Also, Karina, my mom and my dad and I got Leo something.
Batman and the president and an astronaut all at the same time. And so they walk into the living room with their astronaut helmet and their Spider-Man underwear, and they deliver their presidential address.
Can I show it right now real quick? I just don't let him see. You may not like it though. Okay. Good night, Pamela. Okay. It's called Design a Drill, but it has all these. Oh my God. It has all these letters and numbers, and you have a working plastic drill, and you get to put all the shapes in and make all the shapes. Like you put all the bolts and stuff in here, but it has bright pictures, and I thought he would like it. Maybe he won't, but it's really cool because you have all different, like you have the whole alphabet, you have all the numbers, and the drill actually works. And there's 36 activity cards in it. So I got my nephew one. He loved it. Okay. I hope Leo loves it. Sorry. Detour. Green screen. Let's go.
Scale of 1 to 10. What level of energy is that? Put it in the chat. Scale of 1 to 10. What energy? Scale of 1 to
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. He's gonna like that is so cool because it has all the bolts and then the drill works, and so he can like push in all the pieces to make the different letters and stuff, and all the letters are different.
10. What level of emotion? Scale of 1 to 10. What level of creativity? Interesting. Trying to be something that most adults would label as unrealistic, right? This is why I'm going to be 5 years old until the day I die. So hear me now. They generate creativity and new.
But it's hopefully not dangerous because it's all plastic, so battery powered. Oh, I mean, I guess real drills are battery powered. Yikes. See, also, I'm like, this is so cool. We should give it to Leo. Oh, sorry, Karina, if it's bad.
Ideas because of the high amounts of energy that come with a massive dream. But at the age of 12, what happens? Society says, sit down, shut up, get an A+ or you're a failure. And all of a sudden you're groomed to be on an assembly line. That's not what creates a dream. There
Don't talk about grooming, okay? Thanks.
is no point in setting safe goals. It does nothing for you and you'll live in perfection. Think about this. Your business or career won't grow. Your bank account stays stuck. You become roommates with your partner. You'll have no energy, no momentum. You'll miss the small goal.
If you don't buy my course, if you don't get to the top tier of this archetype at the very top where you're going to be magnetic, your life's going to fall apart. So now he's gone from emotional, talking about the like overcoming objections, the meat of what he's doing, scaring, like talking about emotions again, appealing to the goodness that you want to do in the world. And then now he's scaring you by saying, if you don't do this, your life's going to fall apart. He has a little hammer and a screwdriver set. The other day, Jack was fixing something and he was hammering random stuff around the house, talking about, I fixed it, mommy. It was so cute. Oh my God, that's adorable, Karina.
And believe mediocrity is all you're meant for. You'll get burnt out because you start to rely on willpower and push motivation, which we'll talk about tomorrow, and you're forcing yourself to act instead of being grateful, which pulls you. And your circumstances actually get worse because it's a downward spiral. Have you ever noticed that?
See?
That's what happens. But when you
He's using emotional control right now to scare you into saying if you don't get on the elevator to the upper tier away from the gravity of pulling you down to mediocrity, even though that's not how gravity works, your life's going to fall apart and your situations, albeit are bad, they're going to get worse. So you better enjoy my stuff.
change this, when you rewire your mind, your business or bank account explodes. You get that promotion, you start that business, thousands of
FTC, where are you at? Join my course and your money's going to explode. You mean implode or explode? Like in a good way or a bad way? Tell us more, Brad.
students, thousands of dollars, creativity unleashed, new ideas you never thought of before. You take risks, you try new things you otherwise wouldn't have. And even if you miss, you're so much further along than you'd otherwise be. And you have an immense sense of gratitude for what's possible because you've rewired your mind. And rewiring your mind is the only way to create the success and freedom you deserve. And you're pulled to do the work. So if your goals have consistently evaded you, it's because your mind isn't yet wired for success. And until it is, you can study all the business, leadership, confidence books all day long, do the work, sacrifice, nothing will change. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back is what you'll experience. You'll be spinning your wheels. And you might be in a place where you're saying, but Brad, why should I want more when other people have less? But hear me now. You playing small doesn't make anybody else's life better. You playing big is the one thing that has the chance to improve someone's life. You playing small keeps other people small. There are people in this world that will never become their best until you become your best. So it's time to.
Oh, so if we don't go for all the monies, we're going to keep other people from getting their monies. Really, Brad? Just in case I didn't cover all of your objections earlier on in my talk when I was yelling at you, I'm going to now tell you, if you don't decide to play big, you are going to harm people irrevocably because you are keeping people small by osmosis. That's not how any of this works.
Be the exception and step up. And you might also be saying, but Brad, I'm good. I'm good where I'm at. I don't need anything else. I'm content. Write this down. Contentment is scarcity in disguise. Contentment is the enemy of success. I'm not saying don't.
No, you just said contentment was what? Contentment is what? The enemy.
Grateful. Be very grateful. But when someone says, I'm content, I don't need anything else. That means they're
contentment is scarcity in disguise. No, it's fucking not, Brad Bizjack.
afraid of what the next level looks like for them. They're afraid of their identity expanding. It's pretending to be abundant, but all it is scarcity. It's refusing growth. And if you're not growing, you'll feel like you're dying inside because true abundance is a mindset of and. It's a mindset of more. I'm content. I don't need more is a mindset of or. That's scarcity. That's fear. I'm grateful and I'm so pumped about the next level of me is a mindset of and. That's abundance. So if you're like most of my rewired students, you probably are wondering.
See, he's talking about his rewired course. It's all a pitch. It's all a funnel. Escape now.
How? Especially if you've been living in these 3 archetypes, IDEX, PMTL, IDE, and ACPX. Probably wondering how. Well, notice when you're creating
these archetypes, did he make these up himself? Because shame on you, Brad.
the how, that's the old
Lynn, hello. I'm exhausted with just listening. Don't go back to the beginning because you'll never make it through. Just hang out with us here.
wiring creeping in. Give me a guarantee. How do I set these huge dreams and actually believe they're possible for me? Well, in 4 days, on October 27th, the doors to Rewired are opening. I will teach you how to set dreams, how to actually believe them and appreciate them on a soul level so they no longer evade you. To where you set a dream that's actually yours, that pulls you, that's not grounded in realism, that's grounded in a leap of faith. Get excited because that's going to show you how to accelerate your success faster than ever before, how to instantly increase your confidence and finally create the success and freedom you deserve. So as we finish this up, go ahead and close your eyes. Threw a lot at you.
Nobody close their eyes. You're allowed to blink. Nobody close their eyes. Don't participate in this vision casting session
Today. Close your eyes.
No.
Take a deep breath.
No.
Take a really big deep breath.
No.
Be a little kid.
No.
Just play.
No.
Be unrealistic. What does your heart actually want? If there were no limits, if failure wasn't a thing, what would you go after? You've had glimpses on this session about what you really want, but go ahead and put your hands on your heart right now.
No.
And just ask your heart, what does my heart really want?
A squirrel.
If you say, I don't know, yes, you do.
I want a squirrel.
You're just scared and that's okay. It's just using your old wiring and playing out in real time. Just for a moment, play make-believe. Be a kid. Picture a life on your terms. Maybe it's travel, maybe it's money, maybe it's a boat, maybe it's retiring someone you love, maybe it's starting a yoga studio, maybe it's losing 30 pounds, maybe it's traveling the world, maybe it's rank advancing to the top of your company. I'm not here to tell you what you should want. I'm here to empower you to listen to what your heart actually wants.
No, he's just here to take your credit card number because he's telling you he can help you get stuff.
Whatever it is, live in it. Picture it as done and ask yourself something. When you live in that feeling of it being done, what emotion do you feel? It's appreciation, right?
This is stuff that we saw on that doTERRA team that was using NLP to tie them in to those feelings of success when they hit certain achievements in their multi-level marketing company, and it keeps them in longer. It absolutely does.
Love, right? And when you're wired that way, what becomes possible? Anything. Because you're rewiring your mind, and that's the only way to create it. It's not
Yep. For 100%, Becca.
just about big goals. It's about living in the feelings of your wishes. And when you live there and picture them as real, you start the process of being open to becoming rewired. So
You know what this sounds like? Brainwashing. That's what it sounds like to me. This sounds terrifying. You know what? Also, in one of the when you can go to Stephen Haston's website and you can go to one of these tests where you can find a leader like this dude, and you can answer the questions to see where you fall on this scale over here on the influence continuum. Where is it? Where are you? Okay, you can see where it falls. And there are, like, for leaders, so Brad Bizjack would fall under a leader. And there are other things that pop up for this that you can answer, and having their own, like, acronyms and shortening of stuff, like, can be a sign of that, which is twisty because that's what I feel like this is right now.
you can do this. You can start now. The choice is yours, though, because you don't want to go back to the old ways. I'm willing to bet.
Yeah, the choice is yours. Don't give him your credit card number. Don't do it.
You're ready to change.
Also,
You wouldn't be here 70 minutes later. And I respect that it feels like dreaming big might be pointless because your heart might not want to get broken again. I can respect it means getting seen and being vulnerable. I honor the fact that this means risking failure again. But I'm going to speak to the highest version of you, the best version of you
the best version of you that's going to give me your credit card number. What?
knows in their heart they're meant for something huge. When you start dreaming big, you will notice radical changes, not just in business career.
Mark your wires, say from Brad Bizjack, if you made it to this point in the stream or the replay crew. Greetings. Mark yourself safe in the comments because I love when we did that a few streams ago. And I know, like, when people get to a later point in the video, and it's awesome.
Your money, but also in the way that you love and the way that you live. So it's time to start this process. So remember, I'm giving away $1,000 prize in a raffle to someone that participates each day this week. So it's challenge time. Here's your daily challenge. I'm giving away 3 $100 Amazon gift cards. Your challenge is 3 parts. Number 1, and this is all in the worksheets in the guide section of this page. It's all written in there if you need to go back and look at that. Use the worksheets. They're great. Number 1 is you're going to watch today's video. You've obviously done it. Comment below. What are your biggest takeaways from today?
Here's what my biggest takeaways are. Brad Bizjack has no business mucking about in people's brains and trying to rewire them. Absolutely not. Here's another takeaway. Why don't you write big enough so that we can see it on your presentation? Why don't you, my third takeaway, get a microphone? What? Shocker. You've helped 50,000 people and you sound like you're in an echo, literally an echo chamber, but not. I'm just kidding. Just that's all I've learned. And you're emotionally manipulating us. So stop it.
Number 2, you're going to revamp or expand your dream, letting go of any limitation. Because remember, to accelerate success and increase fulfillment, we got to dream big. What do you really want? And you're going to do a video. Live video would be preferred, but not required because
Man, I want to do a live video so bad in the group, but I would get booted. You know what I mean?
it will be unscripted from the heart, though. Live is always good, in my opinion. Sharing your huge dreams, your huge goals with the group. And if you already shared what you want out of Success Accelerator with the group, do it again from this new perspective. Share your huge dreams and goals. Use passion, use emotion. And when you post the video, it's important that you use hashtag SADay1. Exactly how to write that is in the worksheets. It's all in the guide section of this page. There's a PDF printout with the homework. So that way we can track it and we know who to raffle prizes to. Okay, that's why we use the hashtag. And then number 3, comment on at least 3 other people's videos to support them. You do not need to comment on every post in here. Give yourself a break. That would literally be impossible. I can't even do that. There's no way that would be possible. But just comment on 3 other people's videos because we're going to give what we want to receive. Okay. Make sure you use the hashtag SADAY1, hashtag SADAY1 in the title so we can track who did it and award prizes. And helpful tip, Do it right now while you're in state. Just leap and trust that you will grow your wings. And remember to use that hashtag #SA_day1. Tomorrow, I'm giving away even more prizes.
Who did this? Who made that hashtag? SA Day 1? Could we not have come up with a more appropriate shortening for your hashtag? SA? Marketing genius strikes again.
Giving away my Fear Mastery Bundle, which includes 3 master classes called Confidence Bootcamp, Conquering Fear and Imposter Syndrome, and the 5 Primal Fears. Hundreds of dollars of value. And it's an incredibly important day because type yes, we're already looking at life a little bit differently, right? We went very high level today. We're going to get into the weeds tomorrow. Like, wow, I really can do this, right? That's what it kind of feels like. So you know that rewiring your mind is the only way to create the success and freedom you deserve. And now that you know that, you probably have some old fears and doubts and limitations coming up, right? Things like, how do I do this when the weight of the world is on my back? And you can't seem to get your focus away from the problems you're facing, or things like, I don't have the confidence I need to succeed. How do I develop the confidence you need to not only rewire your mind, but go after these huge goals? And also things like perfection. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about letting go of perfection and developing instant confidence. How to let go of this death grip of not feeling like enough so you can truly leap and grow your wings. How to let go of that craving for certainty and how to stop avoiding failure. How you release perfection so you can go after it. That's what tomorrow is all about. You do not want to miss tomorrow. It will change your freaking life. We know our starting point, your archetype. Okay, wherever you are, it's great. Hey, and you also know your destination, a life on your terms, your vision of success. Tomorrow, we start ripping out the garbage, limiting beliefs, and toxic thought patterns, stopping you from getting there. So make sure you show up live tomorrow at 7 a.m. Central Time. What an incredible day. Way more to come tomorrow. Get your challenge done right now while you're in state. And always remember, friends, you're only one insight away from a radically different life. I'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
You're only one anti-MLMer away from getting exposed on the internet. That's what I'll say, Brad Bizjack. Yikes. Did he create his own MBTI? I don't know. I think he created those. I don't know. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah. Where is it? Where's our sounds?
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Always team up. We did it! Yay! Woo! Hooray! We did it!
Thank you for joining me for this shit show. Thank you. I don't know. Good news, I got an ad. I don't know how we're still monetized. I have no idea. Thanks. It's always fun seeing the live chat going, and y'all are the incredible replay crew. Much non-culty love to you. A big a repeat thank you to Jut and for gifting a DC membership, and for a new member, is it Ultra Pusheen? So I just wanted to say thank you again, and then thank you again for the gifted membership. That's super generous. Have a good night's sleep. I'm gonna crochet and watch trash TV and drink some more fluid and take my medicine. Stay safe and don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'm just kidding. You can do whatever you want to do, but I'll see you later. Oh, dang it. Everyone, I'm gonna end the stream. Where's my disclaimer? I mean, not my disclaimer. God dang it. My outro. Toodles.